We back.
Another episode of TBTTE Radio, and we have a very special couple of guests today. And I say very special because TBTTE Radio, like as a concept, I say is not novel, because these guys like definitely started it before we did.
Word.
So we have Enkore and Bob is soon to join Bobkat. But Lester is missing.
लेस्टर उसको ऑफिस से आने
आज ही
बेचारा उसका 9 to 5 रात को चालू हो जाता है क्या. But having said that, we have
Lester though.
Enkore and Bob are two of the most respected and obviously the most loved people in the hip hop scene right now. Like have been for the longest time.
Come on.
What? But yeah, like I really like. I am particularly thankful for you guys to having done VOTP, Voice of the People.
Word, bro.
Back then, like say it was the first hip hop podcast that
that's
we got.
मेरा beef को ऐसा platform मिला.
Which beef were you?
Ace के साथ.
क्या यार? Can we not have one podcast without Ace mentioned?
No. What did
last
man?
What did we?
25 के का bro. तुम लोगों ने तभी तो.
I genuinely don't remember. What did we do? We just played your track or something?
No. वो तो किया farewell सामान किया.
We discussed it.
हाँ, you all discussed the whole beef, no?
Oh shit.
Dude, like so whenever dude वो इतना अच्छा था ना कि मैं कभी मेरे को कोई पूछता था ना इसके साथ क्या सीन है तो मैं उसको ये बोल देता ये टाइम से ये टाइम तक सुन.
Oh, so we explained what happened.
Dude, dude, please, तेरे stories के साथ मैं पूरा conversation hijack मत कर अभी venture.
Why? This will be fun, na?
Yeah. तो क्या hijack करना
fun है. Bring us back if we go too off track. But then like
hijack करना है इसको देख लो.
Gentleman. Cool. Should we start again?
नहीं.
We'll do it. नहीं.
पागल है क्या नहीं?
Fuck that shit.
It's raw. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it raw.
Yeah. Pause.
Like it's not like I'm saying fuck a waifu, man.
No, but while Bob is yet to join and we'll talk about VOTP in detail once he's here.
Yeah, we will.
I do want to discuss Enkore, your music, like say all the bit that you've been doing for a while now. Like say 2 years you pushed your album, the previous album.
Yeah.
What's up with you right now, man?
I'm working on a bunch of new songs, which there's 2 sets of songs I'm working on. One I'm putting out right now. I released a song called You Don't Know recently, and there's another bunch of songs that we're also finishing up, and that'll come after.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago you had done a verse you had released.
Yeah, that was the one.
That was dope. Like the moment I heard it, I was like, fuck,
dude, that verse felt like like that old Enkore is back. Like,
yeah.
Like, you know, that's something like Poju when you do Underground King.
Yeah.
वैसा लगा.
Yeah, it was. That's a style that I really like because that's what like I feel like the lyrics are complemented by the beat and not the other way around, in the sense of you know, the beat bangs and then you try and fit a melody and you try and fit concepts and punchlines.
Yeah.
And there was like, yo, let me just spit some bars. So and that's that cypher vibe, like you'll know. Yeah.
But that's given that right now, like say like a lot of people right now, I'm saying like say they are focusing more on the showboating when it comes to hip hop versus like say writing very well, and like you are one of those people like say who have always seen us being a writer first. So be it whatever you have done, like say the small Instagram snippets that you used to post earlier, or your album actually, like it's writing heavy and we love it as.
Thank you.
What? Say it!
Dude, मैं कुछ और सोच रहा था, sorry.
Say it.
There's 2 podcasts happening at the same time. The other ones are exclusive.
Word.
The EMF is exclusive. Exclusive mindfuck, only for him.
But yeah, like say, do you think like that sort of a thing is dying off right now? Like say where people are focusing less on the lyrics, but given that's been one of our constant conversations here on the podcast, where like people are not focusing as much on the lyrics, but like say as much as just showing up front.
There's two parts to this, like what I feel about this. One is what is what's happening, what's trends and all, and the other for me is my perspective, which is what you're asking as to how come, or with me looking at it differently, why or how or whatever. So in terms of why I look at it differently is because that's the reason I'm in hip hop is not because I idolized like a star or I saw a video and I was like, "Meko iske jaise banna hai." For me, it was that I was getting a chance to say something, and just growing up, there was no real form of expression and outlet. Like all of us have our own trials and tribulations that we go through, and it's like when I found hip hop, I was like, yo, I can say anything. And for me, at that point, it started because of a girl. And that's what I wanted to say. And then soon after that, what happened was the 26/11 attacks in Taj, and then there was flooding and all. And then I started like having like mental beef with the No, so I was always kind of a fan of conscious and like lyrical stuff. No, but meeting A-list and those cypher sessions definitely, like for me, hearing him say things like Sony sorry, mention people like Sony sorry and say things like supporting Naxalites and stuff like that, and not supporting the terrorist aspect of it or whatever, just bringing those topics up in discussion. I was like, damn, and I was already feeling away with the people in power, whichever party it is. I was like, chal kya raha?
Yeah.
So it just was always an outlet, and it's still been an outlet. And very recently, I was just discussing this with someone. We were finishing up some songs, and I realized I've always just written for myself. I've not really gotten to a space where I want to make songs for people yet, and now I'm looking to
fair. And like, I think the more personal an album is, the more hooks that people tend to find in your story with this. I'll tell you why I bring this topic up is because I think this is a good analogy. Like in the producer space, you have a lot of upcoming producers who are doing type beats.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of type rappers that nobody's.
Fuck, dude, there should be a type beat. Dude, there should be a fucking type beat just like cut.
Fuck your puns, dude.
Dude, I'll rap on that type beat.
But just because the style is popping, they say getting into that space versus like say how both of you. And I'll tell you the listeners in particular why it's important that I discuss this with Enkore in particular. Enkore was a guy who got me, an outsider to hip hop, in the zone, the space right now where I'm in right now. Like, he introduced me to EMF. He introduced me to Battle Buzz Bombay. He was the one who said, like, say, dude, you need to go check their event out.
I didn't know that was your first time.
Like my exposure.
No, I didn't know it was his first time at in that sense, like to the Indian scene.
Because I did not know that scene was like say that subculture existed over here. Like right
that we
now,
went hard. That wasn't just like a thing. It was like, oh, these guys are really spitting bars and shit like that.
I was a fan the moment I walked in. I was like, fuck, dude, like this is a great fucking event.
Big up B3, man.
Big shout outs to B3, like for doing that shit. Like, I just hope they do more events more frequently.
We gonna do that shit.
Look at you, EMF.
We gonna do that shit real soon. Talking as a real B3 member. Executive partner.
Executive partner.
So yeah, like say the conversations we used to have, and by the way, a little bit of background. Enkore, EMF, and me, like say we worked together in the same companies. At that time, we would be exchanging YouTube links of like, check this freestyle out from Sway, check this song out.
Freestyling after work and
fuck, dude.
Dude, I remember that.
Shout out to Flap man.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, big shout out to Saurabh.
Oh god, so many drunk freestyles, man.
Dude, once I got poetic in Flap.
Yeah,
नहीं,
तू निकल गया था वो.
We were like freestyling for 2 hours randomly. Bro.
Yeah, bro, we used to. Bro, it's EMF and it's me. With all due respect to everyone else.
No, so that's what you guys. I mean, definitely you guys had your idols.
Yeah.
But your styles are very distinct from like say anyone you guys idolize. Like say what is going wrong right now in the scene? Why is everyone getting into the triplet bit? Like,
bro, I think कुछ लोग को ना बस
The
success
trip lets
चाहिए.
you go
They
commercial.
want this commercial type of success which is more tangible. So maybe that's what they need in their lives. Everyone is not like, this is a harsh lesson I've had to learn, that everyone doesn't care for the culture the same amount.
True.
That's a idealistic view that I had for very long.
Yeah.
And I just realized that I used to look at all MCs like, yo, this guy's really good, but he could be great, so I should respect him like he might be great.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just realize that, acha, this guy doesn't give a fuck, he doesn't want to be great. And a lot of people just don't care about being great. They want to be popping, they want to be successful. And sometimes you just have to respect the fact that, oh, his hustle is super hard, so I'll respect you for the hustle.
Yeah.
Maybe even if I don't.
me hustle.
EMF coming with the bars.
Hey man, hey Jay. Better watch
I get
out.
that. I completely, I understand it, but like,
I wish it
I
didn't
respect the art
exist.
more than.
Yeah, I wish it didn't exist. I wish it was all just culture, personally also.
Yeah.
But like, I realized at some point you just have to accept it. You change the things you can't accept and accept the things you can't change.
No, definitely.
Follow me on Instagram.
What are your opinions on culture vultures?
Is that an actual question? Because
Yeah.
you're looking at the door.
Like, give some context to that fucking thing, man.
Culture vultures के बारे में तेरा क्या opinion?
My aspect on culture vultures is they exist. And
ये क्या भूत ऐसा बहुत भूत ऐसा इंडस्ट्री वाला बात हो गया रे. उधर अफवाह है culture vulture ऐसा कोई चीज नहीं है. ये सब भ्रम है तुम्हारा.
no, I think every culture has its vultures.
Yeah, of course.
Like say, it was something that we were discussing last week with Shreyas. You saw the bit that Pradeep has shared regarding Raftar.
Yeah.
Now, my point, let's say, no matter what Raftar's opinion is, and let's say definitely it's an unpopular one right now in the hip hop scene.
Firstly, I'll let you continue, but I'm just saying we don't have clips of the whole thing. So then it's a possibility. I don't know about how probable, but it's a possibility that we don't know the.
Yeah, like say, like the entire context of it is.
It might be law.
Yeah.
Maybe.
My thing to that is also that Raftar has been known as the guy who has supported India. He has supported Bhari scene. You know,
Contributor.
so I find it difficult to put him in that spot where I'm calling him a culture vulture and all of that. Like say where he has.
I didn't call Raftar.
No, not you.
Yeah. If you're saying that, yeah.
Yeah, like see, a lot of people called him out for saying like you are just a Bollywood guy. You don't know shit about like say what other people are doing in the hip hop scene and all that.
Bro, मेरे को क्या लगता है ना? Everyone is doing some kind of game of their own. Everyone.
Game.
Yeah, some kind of game. Like, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but everyone has some kind of agenda in life. A lot of the people who called him out will also be doing some shady shit themselves, man. My thing is, my thing is just that if you don't know the whole thing, then engage him in discussion. Like, I like the fact that Code, I mean, the way he did it was funny, but the fact that Code like is hopefully trying to set a conversation or dialogue up.
I don't think he was setting a dialogue.
But they had a comment section, something they were discussing.
That's the bad side of it.
No,
I'm joking.
No, but Raftar replied to him apparently, and he was like, "Let's do a podcast or something." Do you know about this?
So, just a background for the listeners, like about this.
Yeah.
Code had started a change.org page where he wanted to take MTV and Sony and Raftar down for some reason, and for the comments that he had made. Clip was played last week, by the way. So it was, to me, it was a little bit of an overreaction. Let's say from Code's end, like say, and even if it
You're
worked
talking
as
about the petition.
bait, even
The
if
petition.
A petition. Even if it worked as a bait, right? Like say for Raftar to come in and he did not get into a conversation with him. It just ended up becoming slander. And
firstly, maybe it was a little bhalta, but Code is only bhalta, dude. it's like I don't expect like Tadpatri Talkies, for example, y'all do hip hop content, but I'm not expecting y'all to do hip hop content in, like, you don't expect Code to work like another artist. I don't expect y'all to work like another company, right? You have your own ways of doing things. That's how Code does shit, I guess.
वो trip है bro.
Yeah, वो trip है bro.
I'll tell you what. At least there should be some sort of a circumspect way of looking at a person's contribution before calling the.
So maybe he factored that in. Maybe he did factor in ki acha isne what has he contributed and this is what he said. So I can't speak on Code's opinion. My only thing is that everyone has some flaws, some issues, some mistakes. Maybe Raftar was even honestly, man, like we've all done like some level of interviews and pressure situations, right? He's used to the limelight and all, but sometimes you also get lost in your track of saying something. Sometimes you say something. So I don't know Raftar personally. The things I've heard about him personally indicate to me that he's a good guy.
Yeah, what he said was right or wrong.
That's what I'm saying. We don't have the bigger picture of it. And I wouldn't want to, be like, nah, he did this or he did that.
See, EMF is just being that douchebag interviewer. Right?
No, he's doing the right thing. He's trying to get the juice.
He just wants to get the juice.
Yeah.
Bet. You bet bolna tha. Fuck.
But yeah, I just my introduction to hip hop, the scene over here, I mean, was a very good one. And thanks to you guys. Of course, you first, Ankur, and then whatever has followed after.
Bitri, हाँ bro. Bitri पे मैं असीम को भी मिला था.
Sorry.
पहली बार that's where I met Asim for the first time.
Which one? Hive
वाला. Home invasion.
Which was your? Can we discuss what our favorite B3 was? Have you all ever discussed?
Sure, let's go for it.
Just vibe wise, I want to know which one your favorite.
Oh fuck.
Oh, but you're a battler. You and me won't have the same perspective.
But still.
Which was your favorite B3?
My favorite B3 was actually.
Just the vibe. I'm not talking. Of course, the general level of battle.
I have a favorite.
I have one favorite. What's yours?
I would say the last one was my favorite for a reason.
Okay.
From a vibe perspective, let's say people showed up for battles over there. Let's say when the performances started, there was a definite
exodus.
A good number of people who had just left the vicinity. So the agenda was very clear. People were coming there for the battles. I mean, that's pretty much it. And also
just the vibe. I think home invasion.
That was Cuckoo?
Yeah, that was Hive.
Oh, for me, that was great because it was the first time that B3 did that. That level of, oh shit, we are not just on the corner. We are not just at Sion Fort. It's a venue which we've packed. And itni garmi thi na udhar, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You felt that shit.
कौन था bro? ऐसा पीमा नहीं था bro. अंदर गया, बाहर आया मैं
नहीं. But for me, I loved the Cuckoo Club vibe. I like the way the audience and the performer that dynamic was over there. That for me was like...
That was a very good one. The very good event, well organized in general. My fear with the last B3 was that because they were inactive for a year.
Oh shit.
What is that again?
You said your fear was... I said, was it that EMF will choke?
Because these guys were inactive for a year.
You were worried about
whether the turnout will be good enough. And I was genuinely surprised. That people are showing up for rap. Showing up for fucking hip hop.
It was a good one. This was also really good.
And we had some of the best performances.
I think with each fucking B3, the bars are getting better, man.
Yeah.
The general level of bars. Bar, raise ho raha, bro. Damn.
I'll tell you something interesting. Everyone talks about the Code battle. Everyone talks about the HE battle. Nobody talks about the Infamous battle. It was a great battle.
That was a beautiful moment for me. No, bro, because I saw Infamous having fun and really...
Yes!
Because I've known him since fucking Orchid.
Yeah.
And he's always been really passionate, but I think he's not... Again, I'm speaking as just a peer who's been with him in a few... Not very close ever, but just generally...
Yeah.
It was close to seeing him at what could be closer to his full potential. Yeah. So that's how I was yes, good. And he did a lot of bakchodi, which is trademark. Trademark Infamous. But yeah.
But yeah, the fact that we all were worried that banda choke karega.
They have belief in you, bro.
I have faith in Infamous like crazy, bro.
Yeah.
But उस दिन मेरा मारवाड़ी फ्रेंड है तो क्या स्कूल का दोस्त है मतलब एरिया का दोस्त है वो प्रॉपर मारवाड़ी है मिला उसको So that one punchline that stayed in his head from that whole event was "Ek chutiya pe ek chutiya free."
That was.
Bro, and he's been telling about it before, like telling this to me for like 3 days. Like 3 days continuous. Like he's telling me, bro,
All of us fucking died.
Fuck. That when that came out,
And the thing is, I think there's space for someone in his style to, like that style of battle MC. I think फिलहाल scene में कम है.
हाँ bro.
That style. Who's just like yo, dude. Like for example, if Dhawal battle more regularly, that vibe of yeah.
Like if he just focuses more on his punches and punches.
Yeah, he just needs to rap more, I think.
But ठीक है.
So anyway, we'll get into a song now. Talking about the real hip hop scene. Like so we'll go to the song by one of the realists, that being Enkore himself.
हाँ. अभी करने.
Straight up.
अभी करने का क्या?
क्या अभी करने?
अरे इसका दे गाना अभी बजाने का मैं सोचा बाद में बजाते. Last
so as an introduction, of course. So here's like for people who haven't heard Enkore, here's a song by him called Chansini, which he had released last year.
Earlier this year.
Only this year?
Yeah. Okay. Soon after I was walking the ramp at Lakme Fashion Week. Just gotta put that out there, Nami. Check it out.
Like he's regretting this not a video podcast.
Man, I'm telling you. मैं अभी वापस जब
वीडियो आएगा तो भी
जब वीडियो
definitely when your album is launching.
Oh shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is Chansini by Enkore.
I don't give a fuck. Girls talking about a wedlock. Trust me, God, but you best not dropping the keys and trying to get the internet lock. Let's rock. It's that classic shit. Cigarettes is all that I had and shit. Nobody that I was scared to battle shit. Roy King got up in this like Taggle shit. And the wallet revolves. I can see my wallet look nothing like yours. Don't wanna die in the chase of the cars. And your life ambition is suicide doors. Think of it, our drives are different. My mind when it go bye-bye, that leave me like Big Billion. I mean I'm broke as fuck, but these dreams seal if he don't give up. So I pull one up, keep my eye on the target for both of us. Tell him it's more to come. And plus I ain't done yet, it's how the sun rose. I ride to the sunset, stuck in the middle, man. I don't wanna face a one thing, claiming it the other way you run things. Chansini, apologies by Chansini. This that soul that barely fit in a body. You trying to put it in boxes. Mere kisam ka koi chance hi nahi. I got voices in my head. I'm just trying to hear my soul. I got voices in my head. I'm just trying to hear mine. If I wanna be someone else, I'll be someone else with no sense of self. Give the old me some censorship and say it's a curse and a blessing. Chill. Yeah, I've been laying off, staying off of the internet. Cause the internet laying off, staying off of the intellect. Don't type my shit to get my middle finger rest. This the world we live in. Used to rap genius to shit out of lyrics. Don't try and get my shit in one listen. You Nick Jonas, I'm on nickel. Not Nickelback, but I need a rockstar credit card. Got no limit and a flattened banjo with a pretty girl in it. And my own chopper, it's too much traffic. Cause they're digging the roll again. It's a big ticket, their commission is rolling in. Put it in the lyric and they all applauding them. Go online and they wanna be monuments. But I guess double standards are cool. Ain't nothing new, we learned it in school. Advocate peace, if the kid was bigger than you. I'm seeing you fools, damn I've been seeing you fools. Damn it, I've been with you fools. Damn it, I've been one of the fools. Fuck it, I feel wonderful. Fuck it, this ain't that drop of the world. This is that knocking to her. This is that rather mature, don't speed off the curve. My soul get tired, but this shit is not gonna burn. No, Chansini. Apologies by Chansini. This that soul that barely fit in a body. You trying to put it in boxes. Mere kisam ka koi Chansini.
And we back.
Hi.
We back, and while we are talking about guys who are carrying the
It's a beautiful
in
song.
the hip hop scene of lyricism. There's something interesting that happened on an international scale. Eminem dropped an album, a surprise album very recently. Kamikaze. and it's been received in a very mixed way. And EMF certainly has some very interesting opinions on that. Initially we were pretty much on the same page, but yeah, like
मैंने पेज पलट दिया ना bro.
हाँ बोल ना अभी तक. Whole bench.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I slept on the album is what I feel.
That's not your opinion on the album. That's a statement on your disservice to one of the culture's best exponents of the art form.
Yeah, and like I've never known EMF to be an Eminem fan, by the way. So
no, but I think I think all of us have had a phase where we were like, oh, this guy is dope. It's just that we discovered more dope people after.
Just discovered those most people.
Anyways, come to your point, dude.
You're paying him for pun or something, or what? No.
नहीं but bro, paying him for a pun, मेरे से पैसा लेंगे अभी वो एक pun का. एक मारने दे तो इतना पैसा फंडिंग हो जाएगा अगले sketch का.
Yeah, I'll get some money, then y'all can stop Garibi. You know what I mean?
But anyway, what is it that you felt about the album, man?
मेरे को actually ना देख, I still have थोड़ा mixed opinion है थोड़ा. Whereas I don't know what, there's something that I don't like about the album, but I don't exactly know what. But I love Eminem's technique. His writing technique is fucking amazing.
Do you not
Writing
like
technique,
yes.
So
उसका schemes जब तू when you study schemes, I think he's fucking written dope shit, and a lot of people don't do that.
yeah. His schemes are actually very battle rap-ish.
Yes.
But they are in songs. He uses that. He'll have a rhyming scheme along with a concept at the same time, the way you have in battle rap.
But sometimes like I mean maybe this is just my narrow-mindedness. But like sometimes like a battle rap scheme in a musical context does come across as a little corny. Like,
But he's not making music for an audience that, like, if I was him, for me it's like, yo, if you think this is corny and you're not listening to the wordplay, then maybe it's not made for you. So it's fair, it's okay for an album not to be for someone. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
But I think my issue with it personally was that content-wise it was thoda juna.
yeah.
But I like the fact that it was Eminem in the emotion of Eminem that I was a fan of. Like, he's actually sounding pissed off and he's putting thought into his punchlines. He's not saying, whatever, chop your dick off with a chainsaw, shit like that.
Shit, dude.
Yeah, you know that he has that slightly older, more thought out kind of.
Yeah, like I'll agree. He did come across as old in this one. Like
I thought the last one sounded really desperate. I couldn't get through 4 songs. For me,
OD on
there were certain bits that like they were like a little uncalled for.
नहीं नीचे वाला मेरे को नहीं.
Like,
My first favorite song was the first one.
Ringer.
And the Ringer and Royce का feature वाला song.
Royce का feature.
I liked, I think, half the songs. I've only given it 1 listen, so I don't remember the song names.
मैं 2 listen किया.
But I liked half, I think, roughly.
I was not particularly a fan of like say him calling out Tiger for no reason.
Hold on. Yeah, I want to let's just get cut to the chase.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about MGK and Eminem and Joe Budden and Eminem? Actually, let's discuss Joe Budden. Everyone's gonna discuss MGK because Joe Budden के beef में Crooked Eye भी घुस गया. I don't know if you all have been.
Oh fuck no, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know about this shit?
Oh shit! Wait.
He was a lot of shit, man.
Yeah, so
get ready for this trip.
Essentially, M finally dissed Joe, right? On the album, he took his name.
Yeah.
So Joe had been saying that Shady Records fucked up Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
So M kind of dissed him. I don't remember what he said, but I don't think kuch important tha. It was a good punchline. What was it?
It was about and that's the closest you've ever got to smacking a bitch.
So like say
about his wife, bro.
Going back to like say him
about
beating his wife.
Hey, hold up, somebody's here, man.
Alright.
Yo, hello, Bob.
So yeah, EMF is heading to get Bob. But
Yeah. So are you downstairs? I'll just get Bob.
Yeah.
But you continue. Bolo.
I forgot what I was saying.
Arey.
Yeah, Joe Budden. Anyway, I'm just, in fact, not much has happened yet. I want to see how it pans out. Let's just see.
I really.
You're aware of the Crooked Eye angle?
नहीं, not about. I just know like he got involved. मैंने उतना ही पढ़ा.
Yeah.
But like
it's complicated as fuck, man.
Dude,
For me, it just breaks my heart because it's fucking Joe Budden, Crooked Eye, and M.
Yeah, dude.
Like M was one of the reasons I got into like listening to more rap, if not started rapping.
Yeah.
Joe Budden is in my top 3-4. Crooked Eye is in my top 3-4. And Slaughterhouse
and
is for me like...
Yeah. And even for Anmol, like say, he's a big fan of Joel Ortiz and all.
Man.
So, yeah, like say, Slaughterhouse matters to a lot of rappers right now.
Yeah.
And I say to get like to see this happening right now is a little.
You know what I think Slaughterhouse's role was they were the guys who were making that music when very few other people were.
True.
They honestly, I feel like for a certain part kept the torch burning or whatever till like the Kendricks and the Coles. I mean, not just Slaughterhouse, but you know, Elzai and a bunch of people in that generation, and to see two of the guys that really, man, they changed my life, man. It just breaks my heart. But that's it. Anyway.
But that's what, like say, when I like say the social media storm that this particular album has caused. You saw Royce replying to some critique that Dom McLennan had made from this one from Brockhampton.
Okay.
Where he said like say sorry, what the album is sounding like some old guy whining and all that.
Royce replied
to him saying shut the fuck up or something.
He said shut the fuck up? He didn't say like...
he just put him down. Like I'll see if I can pull the tweet out. But it was quite interesting because these guys are all fans of Brockhampton, are big fans of Tyler the Creator. And
of course.
Like, say,
their idols are a little different also.
And like they will maybe come to their rescue. But like say it's very interesting. Like Tyler is a big fan of Eminem.
Of course. For sure. Like even MGK said that, right? He was like, I have to define myself from my idol.
So, regarding the MGK...
Hey. Fuck MGK, we got B.O.B.
Hey, yo.
Oh, guys, sorry.
No issues, man. Come in.
You've been here.
Are you, man?
Bob is here.
Sorry.
Come this side. Just to give you all context, I think Bob is one of the most hardworking people I know. So him being late, I hope y'all excuse me.
Sorry.
No, definitely.
He's the fucking man.
What's up?
चलो वापस चलो उठते मजाक कर
बोल भाई अभी बोल तेरा स्लॉटर हाउस का
क्या so the punchline was Joe Budden had claims like why his wife claimed that he used to be तो वही उस पे punchline था मैं बता रहा हूँ
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like, is it really like was it a dope punch?
It was a nice punchline. Okay. As a punchline, it was.
But I'm saying he didn't talk about like, oh, तूने ये कांड किया.
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं किया.
He didn't. Yeah.
He just like.
It was just like a punchline.
It was a metaphor. It was a punchline. It comes and goes.
Cool.
But this guy, like say he.
Hey, so give Bob some heads up about like what are we talking about?
Oh yeah. So we've just basically got done with the introduction and one song already. But we will get into a proper discussion regarding Bob also. But right now we're talking about Eminem's new album, Kamikaze, and like say all the BS surrounding it right now. So, can you hear
the album out?
Yeah, I've already heard actually a couple of tracks, not the full thing. I haven't played the full thing top to bottom. But to me, it just sounds like this is Eminem.
Yeah.
With no evolution.
Yeah. Correct. The content hasn't evolved.
Bro,
correct.
that's the shit, bro. That's exactly.
Society has evolved, his audience has evolved, he hasn't.
So yeah, and
but don't you think it is slightly different in the terms that like say when Eminem came out, like say when he was doing his bombastic raps like back then when he was calling out everyone in the scene, right? Versus right now where he seems more angry and personal versus at that time he was just like say angry at the scene, so to speak. So right now it just,
I think scene से ही पक गया है bro. नहीं?
Very likely because the album is centered around him critiquing critiques of his older album. Like he addresses it also, right? Like in a skit.
I think he's always he's one of those artists who works better, like gets that juice off of that negative energy. Like, for example, Joe Budden, a lot of his fans will tell you ki he's at his best when he's going through shit in his relationships.
Fair
So I guess M kind of feeds off that.
Yeah.
Which for me is fine. Like, if he's enjoying rapping, great. But like, to me now in that GOAT discussion, Jay has showed me he can do like 5 things which M can't.
Okay.
Oh wait, I'm not gonna say that. I'm practicing PC culture. I'm joking.
You should.
But that was a horrible joke in my mind which I will not.
Alright, cool.
Wow, you're afraid of telling a joke.
That's great, man.
It's
Good.
no, it's
At least you're evolving. Unlike M.
What's up, Pokemon? No, man. Oh man, you
So Bob, this has been the vibe. Just get you up to speed.
Yeah, we just vibing, not There's no agenda here per se.
Oh, but everybody's born with one.
Yeah.
Bro, you fucking said that
It's
sometime
true,
ago.
it's true. It's true, but you're like saying it like a
Dude, it's like you fucking said joke. I fucking
but you said it like you were like bombed.
Dude,
that's all.
You know that this is like you write a joke, everybody reacts your post, and then when I share it, they fucking like it.
The problems that you kids have, seriously, dude. Shut the fuck up.
इसके food के pictures को likes है तू ये बोल you don't know the pain. That's what I'm saying. You don't know the real pain. तो joke पे हाँ react चाहिए.
मैं hashtags भी नहीं डालता पता है.
And that is hashtag self-respect.
Fuck that shit. Hashtag fuck that shit. But yeah, dude, you haven't defended your argument for liking the album in particular.
Like, because I love the writing in it, bro. Like the schemes that he used, the technique.
Yeah.
Like even when you see in battle rap, like I think one of the, or Disaster or Eminem ka styles are very similar. I don't know. You know Disaster, right?
I don't listen to too much of Disaster or battle rap that much.
So I think he writes like a battle rap and it's very fascinating.
Yeah,
for
that's what he.
That's why I loved it, and that's something I did not notice in the first listen.
Yeah.
So
because he has those kind of schemes and all. Like
it really felt like he's talking about the same shit.
Yeah, that's what
But when I saw how he's done that was interesting.
Yeah.
So for someone like me who didn't particularly enjoy the album, they say, how do you suggest that? Like say,
you know,
I go back to the album and like say, like, what's the perspective I should be looking at it?
I think just
you should be looking at it as what if you
lyrics
wrote this? What if you wrote, like just think of oh fuck if I rhyme this with this and then another 4 things in that rhyme scheme and then I reached that punchline on the 6th bar, I would be happy as motherfucker.
Dude, I think if you just sit with the...
That's why I think we connect to it so much because we know the level of expertise it takes to do that.
So personally, if I may interrupt,
Please do. Please. We are not being kind here.
when I'm seeing people going ham, let me not call them kids because they're older right now. Okay, as in going dissing this guy. My idea is that these are the same guys that was pissing me off like 10-15 years ago when they were saying, "Oh shit, he's the greatest rapper ever." Because in my mind, this is what he's always been.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is the kind of stuff that see, for example, as Jay has gotten older, his content has changed.
That's right.
Okay, well, Eminem has not. Okay, so if someone is suddenly like, "Oh shit, that was the weakest, that was whatever," this to me is Eminem. I'm not feeling like he's lost a step or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm just feeling that perhaps you don't expect to see him, ragging and tagging with the kids. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah. That part was disappointing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what you don't expect to see.
Yeah.
But he's still the same guy. So in my opinion, I'd be like, listen, it's not Eminem that's become whack. It's a lot of his dick riders who have more or less realized that there's more to rap than him.
Yeah.
Because at the time when they were saying he's the GOAT,
Exactly.
that was all they knew.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was kind of like the guys who started watching. I'd say the guys who started watching. Not Champions League. Let me say the guys who started watching whatever the English league.
Yeah.
when Manchester were on a roll and they're like, this is the hottest team ever. All these other guys. Because that's when they started watching. They don't know anything. They don't know
It's cool.
We get it.
Oh,
We get it.
we get it, man. Oh, fuck, bro. That's actually nice. Eminem is like.
Yo, that's a perfect analogy.
Yeah,
I think
exactly,
Bob and me
dude.
were discussing this. M and Manchester United have first mover advantage in their industries like a motherfucker.
But
Man United
what is-
blew up when color TVs were happening.
Color TV? Bro, M blew up when. Bro, the color.
What?
It was a white rapper. So.
No, there was Vanilla Ice before.
I know what I was.
Yeah.
Put it on hold on. There were others like.
And
I think
M was like the
I can think of the
TV
other
pop star for
The
the
album-
third
old school
world
guys
and
who are good.
the shock
And
value
they're white.
of
But they didn't.
those who was 9 Inch
Dude,
Nails
this guy back-
and then
when,
all that
Mark Wahlberg-
punk that
Okay, yeah, he was also a one-hit wonder
anti-establishment.
kind of guy. They didn't last long, but there were other guys who were more credible. Like there was a crew called Third Base. Those are like now really old acts. They were white, but they were good, and they were never being judged because of their color. Okay, so Eminem is just a matter of the timing, and I think because the hip hop audience had gone more international at that time. Okay, there was a lot of market that had come on board, which has got no idea of the legacy
Culture.
of artists.
Yeah.
And now they want to make it like this is
Very
when hip hop began. There's a lot that's gone under the bridge by then.
That's what's happening here, bro.
He was not the first white rapper, neither was he the first good one. There were others
Yeah.
before that who were quite respected also.
Dude,
best
the Bombay
case
scene
for-
हो गया, bro. Indian hip hop scene हो गया. I see the future of the Indian hip hop scene, bro.
But like
Lazy
musically is Eminem displaced in time in the sense right
Yeah.
now we are exposed to like say
Not,
a lot
I
of other
wouldn't say
rappers right
musically,
now.
I would say culturally.
Culturally.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my stance. I think his music, like if you just think of how it sounds good, man. Like to me at least, and I think what he also heard is this is music that is fun to listen to as a rap fan.
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe not as a hip hop club
Yeah,
music fan
exactly.
or whatever. It's music. I can revisit the songs in terms of the lyrics, the flows, the cadence, all that. But culturally, I'm just like, why should I listen to this guy when someone else is making good music
Yeah.
and is aware and it sounds like today's age?
Yeah. Like
That's why I say
speaking of we were briefly talking about Brockhampton a while ago, and these guys you had just gone to fetch Bob at
Okay.
at that time, like say Brockhampton have really surfaced in last year as the guys who have become some sort of a representation of like say the disenfranchised suburban kids.
Yeah.
Like say with their problems, talking about their sexuality, talking about their everyday issues, like none of which has been spoken about that in such detail in rap. Everyone is talking about their own personal issues with like say domestic violence, like say in small households. Not that domestic violence has not been discussed in the past, or drug use, but I say what's like homosexuality in particular. Like it right now, it feels like the rap culture has gone like leaps ahead.
Yeah.
And
Hip hop culture.
Yeah, hip hop culture
Yeah.
has gone leaps ahead, and Eminem's is still a little bit behind.
So exactly. So I was seeing like there was this issue of people were debating him using the word faggot, and I'm like, he's always done it.
Yeah.
From day one. But now we're in a different time and space in terms of LGBT rights.
Yeah.
In terms of same-sex marriage and all those things.
Yeah.
But these are issues that I think they're international talking points. Okay?
Yeah.
But they're not necessarily a center stage in a certain section of hip hop.
Yeah, sure.
Okay? But right now people are looking at him as this guy was, a star for all. And they're expecting him to have moved with everyone.
Correct.
But he's still coming from his Detroit mindset.
Yeah.
Which has not evolved, and that is something that I guess a lot of people are uncomfortable with. They feel they've moved and he should have moved along with them.
Sure. Like
But-
it was
And for me, it's
to, right?
particularly weird because Royce, the 5'9", seems to have evolved. Like, it just seems
There's
like
a
that.
lot of artists who have evolved. Look,
No, I'm saying Royce and Em are so close. So I would have assumed if you're in the same circle with that guy,
Perhaps. But man, the way that guy's been going at fire since day one, I don't know how he's going to turn around and say, yo, it's all good.
but that's what I'm saying. If there was a change in him, it would be visible. It would seem sincere. That's not even a topic of conversation because there isn't even.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It depends on who are you.
Personally, I don't know
if
if it's going to work out for him. But I always think that change is inevitable, and the most successful species are always those that adapt with time, in my opinion. But we're waiting for his sales. Let's see.
His sales are apparently awesome. He's on apparently 375 first week.
He's always able to somehow overcome that, despite how subpar he's whatever.
No, but his last one didn't sell well.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last one, which was super fucking whack.
Insane.
And I couldn't get through like 3 or 4 songs. What is it? Revival. I couldn't get past 3.
I could not listen to that.
Yeah, मैं 4 गाने
मैं नहीं सुना ऐसा मतलब सुना नहीं है कुछ अभी कोई बजा रहा है
मैं try किया सुनने को bro.
I honestly
I don't
forget the
even
lyrics. I
fuck
could
that
not get through the production of it.
Yeah.
Like it was
I
poorly.
it was
mixed and
such shit
everything.
songwriting, such predictable shit, such like.
Yeah, let's.
What do you hear about Eminem dissing Tyler?
I didn't catch the Tyler diss.
मैंने नहीं किया नहीं कुछ तो एक ही गाली
I didn't catch it, and I don't know what's the context. Why did he diss him? Anyone knows?
So is the context being like when Revival came out, Tyler called it a trash album on Twitter.
Fuck that.
हाँ
Eminem like.
fuck Eminem ने सब tweet save करके रखा है
He liked the tweet that time. That guy.
bro that's what he
No,
does
but
man
the stuff. The discussion I've seen about M being looked at as the Modi of hip hop is very funny. And it's kind. He has his lyrical miracle RSS also.
ये जो lyrical miracle वाला freestyle होता है उसमें भी machine gun Kelly था ना?
नहीं bro अरे वो
ये ना बोलता उसमें sorry.
Bro अब MG के तेरे को भी डिस करेगा रो. Sequel आएगा. He got no beard.
podcast में क्या let's talk about it.
Oh bro, this will be Joe Biden versus M Wala. You're the podcast and he's the MC.
But yeah, he came up to everyone and I know. It was a little bit like to me it was a little bit childish. Like say he came up to everyone. From Joe Biden.
I don't mind.
If you come after rappers, like I get that because like they can make tracks to respond.
Yeah.
Like
So
guys were.
They do, but that's what not
just
bro.
But he earlier also used to do TV channels and yeah.
कुछ भी
This is
करता है
everything. Pop stars who cannot
हाँ
hit back in their
exactly
music.
वो चलता है bro मतलब चलता है मतलब ऐसा नहीं चलता है
But that's him.
But yeah.
That's him doing him.
But yeah. Anyway, M is pretty much like trying to kick ass wherever he's going right now. But let's get into another song right now.
oh
And this one is by, speaking of kicking ass, this one is by Daranti group. The song is
hey by
called-
the way or should we play Bob's
Yeah, I would love to like.
Yeah.
Let's do a proper VOTP talk and like let's get into.
हाँ actually yeah
Like it makes more
Makes
sense. Right now, like say
Makes sense.
Eminem के बाद तू pop का गाना बजा के doesn't.
तो करते हैं रूढ़े में ज़्यादा loud था क्या ये वाला हंसी
So yeah, this one.
इसको पूछ रहा है.
है ना मेरे को ऐसा लगा अचानक ऐसा कोई वॉल्यूम बढ़ा था
DJ Kabira speaking, will work on that. So DJ Kabira speaking, please play this song by.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum. Chew bubblegum, kick ass, kick ass. Chew bubblegum, kick ass, kick ass. Chew bubblegum, kick ass, kick ass. Chew bubblegum.
Yeah. Daranti club, baba. Only man on the mic. Hardcore shit, yeah. Let the ritual commence. Fuck the cops, do you shit, you're a custom dude. Snatching all your liquor like the brothers and the customs do. Busting you and trusted with the chaos that must ensue. You're confused, disgusted by my crew of running dudes. Solid rules, implement them in this game of rap. No platitudes, vigilant, always on the attack. CIA the carnivore, yet I'll slice a rapper's neck. Halaling mother Jones, I'll Kasai on a set, baba.
JLV, the Daranti group. Put your fist up, brother.
Yeah, I'm well traveled, never got a foreign visa. Warn her about my second coming, she could call me Jesus. Everybody frontin', they be looking for a reason. Talking up a storm, why's it feeling like a breeze then? Since y'all never thought of me as Jack, I had to get ripping. I hit slapper bitches yapping like I'm Chris Hitchens. Shit over the sickest rapper like a sick pigeon. Mastering the same art, they kill and make that guilt hit 'em.
Chew bubblegum, kick ass, kick ass. Chew bubblegum, kick ass, kick ass. Chew bubblegum, kick ass, kick ass. Chew bubblegum, kick ass, kick ass.
Foregone conclusion when I step up on the stage. I'm killing off my brothers like Abel killed by Kayne. They see rappers on delusion, thinking it's a game. Leave them all breathless, thrown up in my chain.
And I'm known to be insane. My eyes bloodshot like a Soviet parade. The devil's my pen pal, I'm prone to go astray. I'm walking in darkness and I am showing you the way. And I'm hoping you'd obey.
Clear the way, motherfucker. We storming the scene like Bogart and the Zod, dethroning the queen.
A very holy regime, the miraculous team. Resurrect and rap like the Jesus of Nazareth, see.
It's a gathering beat of the Zanny Maries. The sickest motherfucking spitters splattering these.
These rappers asking for beef, we'll get stopped with our boots. We the sicko wheelman, the Daranti group.
Chew bubblegum, kick ass, kick ass. Chew bubblegum, kick ass, kick ass. Chew bubblegum, kick ass, kick ass. Chew bubblegum,
And we're back.
kick ass, kick ass.
And we're just discussing Eminem right now with his new album. We still are not sure whether we are on the same page regarding our opinions, but I think that's the good thing about like say just like discussing music. But having said that, like say this is we've seen a lot of guys getting in different territories as they are growing old in hip hop. Like say particularly someone like Jay-Z, like say who dropped one of the best albums last year, man. Like 444, dude. Like it was progressive in all senses. It was a great, well produced album. Like, and when you see someone like Jay-Z do that, and now you have Eminem just being angry at everything. I say, I know it comes down to perspective, but like say, is that perhaps the better way of going about, like say, how you're approaching hip hop music right now? Yeah, I mean, Jay-Z just becomes one case, but there are other guys.
Even
like
Nas is kind of also grown with his music. Nas.
Yeah, Nas, bro, yeah.
Nas,
dude, his
yeah.
fucking album was crazy.
Like maybe it was not.
Or dude, actually,
a
if
bunch
you're
of
talking about like artists evolving, Kanye, bro.
Yeah, he's evolved. I don't know if we can use the word.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if we can use the word
Evolved.
grown the way we use it for Jay-Z. I don't think he's matured. He's changed.
I
Still fuck with Kanye. Kanye as a producer.
Say that louder, Bob.
I think he's degenerated.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. Like, I used to love Kanye, man. I think Bob knows how much I used to love Kanye. But
I still love him, man. Like this, I love this album.
Nah, B. The album I only heard it once, bro, because I was so heartbroken by the shit.
Which one? Ye?
Yeah.
Kitsy Goes to Now.
वो भी एक क्या शायद दो बार.
Bro, Kitsy Ghost is love.
Just for product.
I liked
For
Reborn.
Kid
Other than that, I
listen to it for Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
It's
मेरे को उतना
so good.
नहीं लगा. But that's fine. That's music.
no, but yeah, like say Kanye has certainly split a lot of people in general in hip hop and
फिर उसको
fair enough.
unfollow किया ना वो रात.
Yeah.
Shit, I knew it even on that side. I just said like the first person that came to my like, bro, Ankur ने पक्का unfollow किया. I saw that post and I was like, yeah, he's done, bro. Losing this rapper from Bombay, he's gone.
but yeah, like say right now, looking at the kind of examples that Jay-Z and Nas are setting, what do you think, like say, is the right approach for someone who is an old school sort of person, like say, getting into like say the same territory as everyone else like right now, so many new school guys?
I really want to hear Bob's answer to this, but I'll just chime in with my 2 things.
Sense.
2 points actually, and my 2 cents. One is that it's down to who you are as a person also. As a person, if you're going to grow and mature in a certain way, you're going to, and I believe art maybe in my idealistic head, but art should be some reflection of who you are or your life, your society, whatever. So it's down to the person a lot. And secondly, I think it's like the one side of Kanye which I think is great is that he was experimenting musically. He wasn't just settling on. He could have done soul samples and raps throughout, but at least he tried pushing the envelope. Even though he got Travis Scott's help and this one's help and that one's help, he didn't just stick to one sound, which Eminem maybe would be wise to do. You know, if he, instead of dissing an MGK, got MGK, because MGK is kind of an evolution of M and Tech 9 and a bunch of other MCs. So, you know, like, see where his own sound can explore his own sound. So I think musically that, and as a person, it depends on how you grow and what's important to you in life. That's what I think. What do you think?
Unlike many other forms of music, because we look at hip hop as culture. When we're listening to these guys, we're not just listening to beats. Okay, we're listening to a story, and that story is not supposed to be fictional. Okay, so life is all about growth, which means whether we want it or not, we are expecting some evolution in their tales as time goes by. So that's something that we expect. Okay, unless if you're some some guy who only drops club bangers, and even then possibly you're still gonna evolve with the kind of brands of alcohol that you talk about. Those also So I really think it is smart to evolve. And when you've been hardcore, that means in your younger days, hardcore lyrically, okay, you've been hardcore, perhaps even gangster lyrically, your lyrics, your stories must have been controversial, because that is stuff that was never meant to be mainstream anyway. Now, even in society, as you grow old, even if you look at politicians, personalities that you know, the radicals are usually the younger guys. But when you grow old, you're expected to become more of a peacemaker, more of a wise man, more of someone who at least, preaches and tries to show people not to repeat the mistakes they made. So I really think that evolution is necessary and important and expected.
In hip hop.
Exactly. So I can tell you, for example, in his younger days, Dre was one of the most controversial artists, and he had court cases. Dr. Dre. He was one of the most controversial artists. Court cases. I don't know. He's fought with who. He's bashed his baby mama. He's done all that kind of stuff. He has this police case and all that. But right now he's not like that whatsoever. Once you've grown old, you also have much more to lose. You cannot live that reckless life. And it's the same thing we do even in an individual capacity. The kind of shit we used to do in college, you're not ready to do it now. Okay? So if we are to be true to the game and true to who we are and true to life, that evolution should be there.
Those brings me back to, for some odd reason, like this, the first podcast, me, Lester and all these guys were discussing a few things which we could never reach, we never found the conclusion to that discussion till date. So it was about how does an artist make amends? So we were talking about the Brockhampton thing also. जब वो allegation आया था जब भी Brockhampton where they dissociated the Brockhampton name with that artist because
what did he do?
Molestation charge. No, I don't know.
He was charged for battery basically. He was allegedly sleeping with underage girls. He was 16, 17 something.
He was not underage.
And
he was not underage.
I don't know.
And also there was domestic violence ka bhi case or something. So anyway, continue.
That's what we were just wondering, what if a person who is a changed person now and he wants to do his art, he wants to make his music, but the whole culture bashes him for what he's done. I'm not saying he should jo bhi usko, if he faced time for that, it's cool, he's done all of that shit. Then does he lose his authority to make art after something after he does something?
He's paid the price for it?
If he's already paid the price.
Can I chime in for a second?
And how do you know what the
for
price
instance, is? Kanye right now, what will it take for a Kanye to get you back as a listener? Something like that.
Change in attitude.
So that's
what's the metric?
Okay, but to me, first of all, my journey with Kanye as as an artist who I love was that first of all he came out as a conscious act. He was a producer first, but when he started out, you know, he was a guy who
That's one
was
of the reasons
on
you
all
love
of the controversies, and he was not scared of facing it. He was kind of like Kaepernick now.
Yeah.
Okay, from a lyrical perspective, there are many people who play safe. Diddy and all these guys.
Yeah.
Okay, they make money off the culture, but they're not riding with the roughest edges of the culture, which is fine. Like I say, okay, you're an artist, you're supposed to entertain people. I won't hold you to the same, to the same yardstick that I should hold a politician on.
Sure.
Because as a politician, you're paid to take care
That's
of
his
people.
job.
Exactly. But as an artist, if you decide that that's what you're going to do, okay, it's like you volunteered. You're going to be the kind of guy who's conscious about it, right? And you win fans because of that, and you get a long way ahead because of that. And then suddenly you turn around. I feel that is betrayal.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's like you've used the issues and you've used people's suffering, okay, to propel you to a stage.
Yeah.
Okay, and once you got into that stage where now you pulled in a lot of fans, and you feel that now, okay, this has become too sensitive. Now I don't want to risk offending. You go to the top by offending.
And he's
Never thought about it like that.
And it's not just that, it's also the fact that he's not just been like neutral, he's gone out of the way to support people who are actively against that community that he won over.
That builds him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he may not have, done like campaign for Donald Trump or whatever. But the fact that he's passively encouraged this is like you're watching the bully beat someone up and you're not doing anything.
And we're like right now, you see, there's this controversial book that just came out by this journalist called Bob Woodward. So this is one of the guys who was, at the center of the reporting that brought down Nixon. Okay, so he's a very respected journalist. So that guy's just released the excerpts are out. The book should be coming out on, I think, the 11th. But it's already #1 on Amazon. Okay? And in that book, he's written about the inside going-ons in the White House.
Okay.
Okay? Firsthand, he's interviewed hours and hours and hours and hours of different people who are working in the White House.
This is Trump's
White House.
Yeah.
And one of the interviews he's written, a guy is saying that, do you remember the neo-Nazi thing that happened and Trump refused to condemn them?
There were a few, no?
Those Charlottesville, where even someone ran over someone with a car.
Correct, yeah.
And he came out saying that they were fine people.
Correct.
Okay, for which a lot of people have given him flack.
Correct.
And one of the insiders is saying that after that, Trump was regretting condemning the neo-Nazis. He's saying that's one of the worst things he's ever done. He should not have condemned them. This is the guy Kanye is riding with.
Yeah.
So what does Kanye ever redeem himself in your eyes?
See, the thing is, this is not even about redemption. He's unapologetic about what he's doing right now.
Correct.
He's defending what he's saying right now, which in my opinion is indefensible.
Correct.
So there's no talk of redemption, there's no talk of whatever, when you have not even quit
Shown
doing
a hint
whatever.
of
Remorse.
Yeah. Same with me, like for now it's like fuck Kanye. Like genuinely one part of me when someone retweets Kanye is like, why are you showing me? It's like that ex who really fucking broke my heart. Like I don't want anything to do with you. Until, like nothing. I don't want to see your photo, I don't want to see your name.
I'm not like that, bro. I love Kanye.
I love a lot of my exes also, but I don't want anything to do with them. Because
Do you still watch their picture at night?
Oh shit.
do I still watch?
Oh shit.
I just ask you.
Do I still watch?
Be honest, man.
What?
You still watch their pictures?
Watch their pictures, matlab?
Like, or picture, photo.
Do you stalk them on
Do I
Instagram?
stalk them?
Oh, you're so fuck, dude.
No, because it
Come
could
out
have meant
of
two
heart,
things.
Oh shit.
Yeah, what come out of heart is what I said. That
Dumb.
was a joke.
Dumb.
No, but you don't do that. You've never done that in your life.
It's not the exactly correct analogy with Kanye, but it's just like for me, it's just this that there's no hint of him even realizing कि वो कर क्या रहा है. But I think with Kanye is I could look at him the way I look at Eminem and listen to his album saying अरे ये चुतिया है पर ये इसको at least मजा आ रहा है.
Kanye
But
West Somshekar. Oh,
Hey dude man, shut like क्या है अलग लेवल का रिडक्टिवनेस है ये.
Sherlock. Amazing.
I don't know why we are getting Shaker all this attention. Sorry, we should not be.
I understood your question.
Yeah.
It's obviously not the same. It's
That
two
means
different things.
he's doing something right. That's why you're getting him the attention.
What you gotta say for that? Yeah, man.
Nothing, man.
Some people say no publicity is bad publicity.
No publicity.
No publicity is bad publicity.
Oh, acha, of course.
Stop.
Yeah, man.
You know that meme where you see all the numbers?
Ah man.
Dude, yeah,
Any publicity is good
last
publicity,
night.
that's what it
Oh, acha. By the way, last night I had to explain to Deepa what memes are. Like, she does not understand what memes are. Like, I showed her a picture and she did not. Like, she's like, why is this supposed to be funny?
Oh, okay.
That's what she said.
Did she not know that format or did she?
No,
not?
she does. She.
How does she not know?
She's like, okay, this is just Photoshop, no, but that's what she said.
DMC?
Yeah. She said, ये तो
Told her it's actually paint. To me, it's probably paint.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it probably was actually.
Man.
But yeah, that's
But yeah, like I say now, Kanye does become an example in ways, definitely. Like, but coming back to someone like Amir Van from Brockhampton, or in general, like say having a hypothetical situation where like say EMF tomorrow,
मैं कुछ नहीं कर रहा.
like say he gets called out by someone and says okay, तूने ऐसा चुतियाप किया, ये वो किया, stop stalking me, you asshole.
मैं नहीं कर.
And like immediately he loses currency in the scene.
Yeah.
How does he bring his fans back to listen to him? They say to his music. Or my question,
Okay, sorry.
broader question
I'm
being
talking way
like,
too much.
Nah,
I look at hip hop as life.
Yeah.
Okay? The same things we do in real life is the same thing you try to live on the record. So it's just like if you've done something wrong, okay, in your circles and people have shunned you. If you truly show remorse and show that you're mending your ways and stuff like that, in the long run, people tend to give you a chance, unless if it was something extreme, okay? So even if it was a crime you committed and perhaps you went to jail for it, okay? Or you were fined or whatever it is, and you come back and, you start living right and trying to... I mean, hip-hop is so full of that. I mean, so many of these rappers have got cases. I don't even think this is a difficult thing to deal with.
Sure.
So many of them,
Sure.
have got demons in their pasts.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And it's always strength and encouragement when you show that you can pick up the pieces.
And that's for me one of
It's
the
not
things
new
about
for-
hip hop.
Sorry.
After you, like, it's not like you can get away with whatever, but the fact is, whatever you go through, whether you put yourself through it or someone else put yourself through it, it's an outlet. It's how you cope. Like for me, it was one of the ways I coped with a lot of shit, the shit that I did or that I was put
So
through.
is like a record a confession box or is just an album?
It's on the artist and on the listener. To me, I like shit to be real, and for me, that's what hip hop culture represents.
It's not
for me.
How you put that thing, like if it's just like, am I just saying it? What I did, is it just a plain confession or is it what I feel about what happened, what I feel now?
That's
in this
touching
moment?
artist to artist.
So are you talking about like say the literal technical side of it where you're saying like should I atone via my art or should be via my opinions?
It's differs artist to artist. You can't
No,
expect for me. For me, if you're asking,
maybe whatever.
I don't know. I hope I'm never in such a situation. Like,
Yeah,
God forbid.
but let's train for it, man.
What about you, Bob?
तू बता मैं भूलेगा.
So check it, there are people who are private
Yeah.
and there are people who are public about everything they do.
Yeah.
Okay, so that way it totally depends on how also you relate with your fans.
Yeah.
So I was watching one clip in which DMC, Darren McDaniels, the guy from Run DMC. Okay, so he was talking about how the industry is fucking up hip hop. Okay, by promoting all these guys who are just all about lean and flossing, two things only.
Yeah.
Okay, hardly anyone is getting out there for conscious stuff. And vis-a-vis back in the day when you had a whole spectrum of artists talking about different things.
Correct.
There are guys who are just talking about getting drunk and getting high, and guys who are talking about gang banging, but there are also guys who are talking about socially conscious things and all that. And all of them were big in their own right.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the way I look at it. Different artists, okay,
Yeah.
have got different personalities. Okay. So express the way you are. It's just like in life. There are
Yeah,
those,
very
amongst your friends, there are those guys who will tell you every shit that they're going through. There are those guys who you might have to dig deep to find out if they're going through anything. You might
Yeah.
never even know what they're going through. So all this is literally what your music is supposed to be, an extension of.
And what if there's a liar?
Okay.
Ah man, there'll always be a what if too. Like there'll
What
always
if,
So
what
like
if I'm
in
an
this
actor?
case, you
It's life, man. Like if someone believes your lie in real life, if you can make them believe your lie in music, it comes down to you as what do you do your art for? Are you doing your art to be honest? Like for me, it's important to reflect something. So to me, like I'm not like even if people think I'm lying, I know I'm not. So it comes down to whether you're the artist or listener and what type of artist or listener are you. A lot of listeners listen to fake shit and they know it's fake and they're cool with
But they're
it.
cool
Like
with it.
WWE fans.
No, and stepping outside rap for a second, like say, you saw what happened to Kevin Spacey, right? Like say, with his
Yeah.
apology, people just called him out saying, like, sorry, that's not even a valid
Yeah,
apology.
you all know about the
It's-
movie. I'm sure you know about the movie
Sorry?
he released
his
last
movie
week.
which flopped
Yeah,
colossally.
they did so apparently he was part of a movie production which was shot and all that before all these stories came out.
Oh, okay.
And the producers like put out a note saying, you know, we are sorry. Like we hope y'all don't put one person's faults blame on the
else.
whole production. Please come for the movie, blah blah. The movie sold in the whole of America for 40 tickets. Was that what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And it was in theaters.
I remember it was.
Or 16 tickets, $40. Sorry,
$40
$40.
Oh,
Yeah. It made its
fuck.
collection was $40
For the weekend.
For the weekend.
Fuck, dude.
And that is, I think, what Bob is saying. Like people will understand if you're sincere.
Yeah.
And that's one of the weirdest things about the Kanye thing, that his shoes are still selling out.
I really think
That reflects more about, like, say, his fans or
To me, I think that reflects where Kanye is. It's like he's now a designer and a name in the pop world because of his wife and all that. Equally as him being a hip hop artist. So if the hip hop world blackballs him, maybe he doesn't feel the effect of it because he's so cushioned by this other shit, and maybe he's not as much part of the culture of hip hop and just the music and rap and music and hip hop.
Yeah.
And I think for him that's a very risky strategy.
Yeah.
Because I think he's gotten a foot into the designer world because he's coming from the hip hop world.
Yeah.
So he had something different to offer. He's got nothing on other, veteran designers who've gone through the Beltway, who've gone through the fashion colleges he's got nothing on them. But he was coming in with this street style.
Yeah.
Okay? Which is very hip hop and which is monetizing for some of these brands big time. So that's what was
That's
putting
one of the
them.
reasons they're fun.
Okay, so I think it is a big mistake for him to burn bridges. Okay, why do I say that? I say that, for example, so like Jay-Z. Okay, right now he's not running all these clothing labels that he was running before, Rockaway and stuff like that. But even when he was running all that stuff, so that is stuff that was happening now when Jay-Z is in his 30s, in his 40s, right? And what he used to say was that you get to a certain level where you're not in touch with the streets. You don't know what's hot in the streets. Okay? Now the only way to stay fresh, surround yourself with guys who are still in the streets.
Kanye's world changed. Like,
His world has changed.
Yeah.
Now the moment he becomes detached completely from hip hop, I think his value even to those people will also go down.
You know what? Like, say on that note, I mean, not exactly from a Kanye angle, but from a Andre 3000 angle. Like Andre, like say probably thinks like he's so disconnected from the scene right now, which is why he has become some sort of a recluse in a way. Like say he dropped a couple of songs like a month ago or something. I don't know if you check them.
So,
out. One of them was
what do you think the comparison is? I'm just trying to understand how you compare.
comparison
You think they're
being-
similar or different?
Different in the sense like perception. Kanye is surrounding himself with like say maybe the wrong people, or maybe not.
Different
He's disconnected with like say what's happening in the scene right now. Versus Andre 3000 like say completely disconnecting himself from the scene. Let's say where his writing has always been very personal.
No, but
it hasn't been about the scene
no, but
per se.
this is Maybe it's just me, but I disagree with the comparison in the first place because being a recluse and being out of touch with your like being a recluse as a public figure is different from being out of touch.
Sure. Out of yeah, fair enough. Like say that's
what
I'm
I
not
feel.
comparing them. Like
Yeah.
say per se. I'm just saying like say, both of them. If you're talking about out of touch, Kanye is out of touch with like say what's happening on the streets right now. Versus like say how Andre is out of touch with like say in general the hip hop scene.
So that's what I'm saying. I think Kanye is out of touch with the culture of it. Andre is out of touch with the business of it.
Oh, nice.
Probably.
That's
I think that's probably how I would look at it. Like Andre is still musically, he can still do his thing, and if he was to drop an album today without listening to the rap music that's come out in the last 3 years, it would still probably be a great album with some solid.
Definitely.
If he wanted to rap on it, it would have some great timeless rap on it.
Absolutely.
So you don't have, like, to me, the place I come from as a listener and fan is that I don't care if you don't fuck with the industry and the business and the showbiz side of it. Be honest to yourself, be honest to the culture.
Yeah.
And Kanye is not doing that. Andre 3000 probably would, because
He
he's a
definitely-
recluse
he
and not out
definitely-
of touch. That's how I would see it.
I totally agree with that.
So
Andre is a guy who's more of a generational thing. Okay?
Correct.
Kanye is not a generational thing. It's a mindset thing.
Yeah.
I think people like Kanye because they like his strip.
Because they like his
Strip.
trip. In what sense?
वो चूते हैं तो वो लोग को पसंद आता है मतलब चूते हैं मतलब
Bro, the thing is, you can be a rapper.
yeah but
But then look at it. It's I mean, when we look, you remember the famous, Bush doesn't care about black people declaration after Katrina, okay? And at that time, he was like, almost like Nas.
Yeah, they looked at him like he's the voice of
That
the
level
streets.
of exactly.
Yeah.
The voice of the people.
Versus when he went back to Chicago recently, okay?
Yeah.
And he's on radio saying that Trump, okay, cares about what black people think about him.
Yeah. To me,
And then the interview.
So very recently,
Then,
right?
yeah,
Like
I think
this
it was
week.
last week or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the interviewer asks him if he cares about what black people think about him. Okay. On Jimmy Kimmel, when he asked you a question, why were you stumped?
Yeah.
Why couldn't you explain how?
Yeah. So then what he said?
Then he gave such whack excuses that
Yeah.
these guys, the panel that's discussing him is on CNN, by the way.
Okay.
They're laughing, and they're saying, Kanye is a guy who does not read,
Yeah. That's my fuck up with Kanye. man.
and he's almost proud of his ignorance.
Yeah.
Okay, but he needs to understand that there are certain things. If you don't understand, you don't know.
Shut the
history,
fuck up. Just
Yeah.
Shut the fuck
Don't
up.
comment on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my thing that everyone looks at him.
So look at that now. They're saying that he's proud of his ignorance. That's what they're saying now. While back then they were like, "Wow, that's a wise young man."
Yeah. So it's like, when you get to know someone, you see a trait in them and you're like, you love that trait in them, and then you see that trait show up in different situations. Like this guy as a rebel, everyone loved him, right?
Yeah.
And now it seems like because back then he was just rebelling against the easiest thing to rebel against. So he likes that, like we were talking about I think, feeding off that negativity. Kanye, I think all of us know his story to some extent. A big reason he wanted to be an MC was because everyone told him he can't. Like he has said this, we've not really thought about the trend of things he's been doing. Everyone was like, you can't be an MC. So now everyone's telling him you can't support Trump. So he's like, nahin, isliye main karega.
Yeah, so he wants to be counterculture for
But that's not just picking up a mic to rap. That is a statement you're making as a public figure that, people are looking up to.
Yeah.
And it's not just an opinion on a random thing. It's a political stance in a political time like this with such political abuse and misuse of power.
Because right now the US is so divided.
Yeah.
Because they're seeing a resurgence of racial politics.
It's not like him having an opinion on a fashion trend, on a pink polo. Nahi, I can't wear a pink polo, so I'm wearing a pen page. But it's
something that affects me.
It's that same trait though. I think that's what, like, even with M, we discussed this. It comes back to that. Like, it's about who these guys are as people, and that showing itself up over time. Which is why Jay, like, now I've loved him since I understood Jay-Z. But the way I look at him today is just another level, man.
Jay being
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, yeah.
Like it's just because of the way he has grown as a person, and
Yeah.
hip hop shows you that who you are as a person.
And that's what, like 444 for me, that was that angle where I could really see his grown up side of things. Like, say, where you talk about, like, the kind of issues that he dealt with in that
Yeah.
on that album was like, I was very happy to see someone who has had that sort of a dark past.
Yeah.
Here he's addressing everything. Like, say, he's completely unraveling himself to his audience, and like, say, here I am, but like, say, yet giving a good story.
Bro, मैं अपना एक बहुत नहीं थोड़ा random फंडा एक झाड़ू दिया.
बोलना.
I think
50 रुपया लगेगा.
I think new school hip hop is not about trap beats and all. I think now that I look at it, I don't know, I would love to get your reactions. But I think new school hip hop is sensitive hip hop. And I think
Fair enough. Very well.
and I think that's how the culture has evolved. And because the world has evolved, that's how I think the artists who are and sensitive doesn't mean
Mimosa.
I have no clue what that reference was. But like sensitive doesn't necessarily mean sad music or only about your emotions. Just an aware and sensitized community. I think, and the Jay-Z's 444 to me in that sense was like a new school hip hop. Like this is just something I've been thinking about for the last few months. Like I think new school hip hop is aware, sensitive hip hop, and people who were doing that earlier, Tribe Called Quest, and there's a Tribe Called Quest song I was listening to today. Q-Tip, he has a line saying, or it was a Slum Village song, something, and his line is, really though, your man, he's too masculine. You need someone that, or whatever. He's just like, that guy's too masculine. In 2002 or some shit, man.
So yeah,
So I think these guys are ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
And I think that's what new school hip hop is, and that's why Kanye, Eminem, and these guys look, and that's why they don't look relevant.
Yes.
That's why Eminem is still rapping, Kanye is still making beats. The question is, are you relevant?
Yeah. And you know what? Interestingly, except for apart from Ace and Code, the one name also that also keeps popping up on the podcast every now and then is Frank Ocean.
Oh, okay.
Frank Ocean, like he is one of those guys that, well, like for me and Lester, and even Anmol, like say, who later heard him, we've been really tripping on his music quite a bit, and he's one of those guys who has really not only expanded, like say, how musically hip hop can really stretch, but also in terms of topics, in terms of like say how personal, like say a personal story can be like say extended into becoming everyone else's in the current situation. Like you should like Ankur, as someone who's also on the marketing side of things, you should really check what he did with his last album, Blonde.
Yeah.
It's you will flip.
Yeah.
It's a
like,
case.
Tell
It's
me
a
about
great.
it. Just give me highlights.
It's a great case study.
Because I know even Bob likes to discuss this stuff.
First of all, he had a record deal with Def Jam.
Okay.
And he was not happy with how they were dealing with his marketing, with whatever, like the creative side of things, you know. So to get done with the deal, he just had to do one more record with them, which he did as a live stream record called Endless.
Okay.
It's on Apple.
Is this the time he had dropped 2 albums in 2 weeks or something?
Yes.
Oh.
So Endless.
Correct.
Endless comes in. In 12 hours, Blonde drops, and like say it's on a completely new record label, on his own record label. And people flip, like say, and and all of the fans are coming from Tumblr and other social media and all that, and like people are buying the album straight up, like say reacting to his music like right away and all that. And furthermore, like say it was a very personal album compared to his previous 2 records. So he did small pop-ups, okay. Across America, like Frank Ocean dropping an album after 4 years, so it's big.
Okay. And everyone was waiting for a Frank. It was like a running joke about when Frank was.
So at these pop-ups, he's selling, like he's giving away magazines titled "Boys Don't Cry," and in the middle of the magazine you'll find a CD of Blonde.
Oh man!
And the magazine is like say all the cool things or emotional things or things that matter to him that he has compiled in the last 4 years. like photojournalism of that in the magazine.
That's beautiful.
It's amazing. Like that itself as a case study is amazing.
Awesome.
Say, and you guys should really check it out like in depth. Like say when you get time. So he with his second last album, Channel Orange, he had come out as a bisexual at that point, and some people called it a marketing gimmick and all that, but he really stuck to his roots. He made songs which had that sort of a bent, but like say at the same time they appeal to everyone. Yeah. I still go back to those albums and I'm like,
correct,
bro, like say,
kya
likha hai?
Correct.
So that's what, like say from a progressive standpoint right now, like him right now, Tyler the Creator, like say with Flower Boy, also something like what Chance did with coloring book, I think.
Alright.
Yeah. So that's good.
To me, like
good
Chances, he's a very good example about the fact that he's clearly very sensitive on his songs. Like he had a extended something. It was on Acid Rap, I think, where he's talking about Chicago gun violence on like an extended outro on one of the songs.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit is so
bro,
fire, man.
Dude, वो कितना 1.5 मिनट बाद आता है ना कुछ.
And that's why I'm saying I think that's why we are drawn to these people culturally also, and not just for the music.
Yes.
So
And very very interestingly, so on Blonde there's a great solo feature of Under 3000 called Solo.
Oh shit. Their song.
It's 86 seconds of pure murder of the scene. Man. It is one of the best written verses I've ever
really?
It's so good.
Dude, somebody did a video on that based on that verse, that is Andre 3000 the greatest of all time.
Oh shit.
Just listen to it. You'll be like, abhi kya ga raha hai?
Even they were
the topics that is picked on, bro. Like that range is endless. Like you go from
for me, you know MCs that do that. Andre 3000, Black Thought. He can talk about anything in the next bar. Jay-Z.
Yeah.
These MCs, like they'll go from here to there, and you'll just bob your head and listen to every.
One verse is like a box, like you just open it and anything will
these are the writers who you look at as literary contribution also.
But on the other hand, when Eminem writes, he writes like a copywriter. Like he'll have things to talk about. Okay, this is what I'm gonna put it. And there are two types of writers.
That's that battle approach, which is kind of like मेरे ये punch land करना.
I don't know. That's the thing about poetic justice, which I observed, like how people make music also. Like I think poetic ka perspective about the way he makes music has changed. So what a lot of these guys do is they write from a macro perspective to a micro perspective.
Sure.
And people like right now Poju, like when you talk about songwriting and song arrangement, this thing comes in where you take a lot of elements and then funnel it down to one song. Okay. Whereas there are these other type of writers like AJ Shreyas, like they'll just take, okay, this is where I'm starting with, and just
we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. So from a micro perspective, they just take the song somewhere.
Yeah.
So मैं भूल गया मैं क्या बोल रहा था.
But that was if you're talking about the guys who really write, about So you're saying basically these guys flow between topics left and right. Yeah, correct.
So that's what I was saying, and I forgot the point I was making. But
that's okay. It's probably a good time to get into a song.
yeah.
So this one is by Absolute.
Okay.
St. James Infirmary. Like वो कब का भेजा था, we still haven't played it on a podcast yet.
Sorry, वो dude वो पहले मेरे को hate करते हैं यार.
तेरे को hate करता?
अभी बोलेगा मैं जानबूझ के नहीं बजा.
तेरे को कौन hate नहीं करता? Like we should play the Marathi diss track.
What? One diss track, bro. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. You wrote a very good song, and I think I'm training these guys to write better.
वो चोमू को बोल ना track भेजने को. We'll play it on the podcast.
Dude, it's cool, bro. I'll mention it.
Yo, I just saw a man today.
This is Absolute with St. James.
He was like running around. He looked mysterious. He was crying. He was yelling. He was swearing. So I decided to follow him. The only thing I heard from him was he said, "Farewell, my love. Farewell, my love. You got down on his knees. Down on his knees. He was crying all the way. To say, Just a couple years back, he walked past me. Was a full of old man, he talked raspy. He mumbled and fumbled upon his words, wasn't making any sense. While his walk ends, squeezed Stalk Patsy, toward a Stalk alley. People talked or ignored him all while he went forward without a halt map. Tears falling from his eyes, hollow in his tear, deeper in his mind, wallow in his fear. His life seemed bleak, but the reason on his title wasn't clear. He stopped at the St. James, then I came to know that all along he was following a bear. Off his last spouse, she was stretched out on a white tape. It's been 2 years now since the funeral pyre. He walks from down here, St. James every day, and the only thing I heard from him was he said, farewell my love, farewell my love. While he got down on his knees, down on his knees, he was crying all the way, to the St. James Infirmary. Let her go, find the light, choose a side. Drink and sleep down the aisle in a box oversized. I've been on my own, on my feet. Race should never be my impulsion leads to grief. When she slides in a piece, speechless in the dress worn on by her smile. The talk of the town that denounced it the more. Struck a bargain, but our ends once supposed to meet. Cannabis, this mystique, as belief, shape shifts. It's a train wreck to keep track with both casualties. Rounded in my quest, her rebound be this gravity. But will she ever see? Oh, will she ever see the man that I become for the boy that I've been? And will she ever hear? And will she pay a heed to the screams of my silence? Resilience in the clips. No need to count the ship away. Her ship set sail. Took my breath away, but now she could just use some air.
And we're back. By the way, we just checked out this was by Andre 3000 solo prize on Frank Ocean's album. And I'm
strongly recommended,
yeah,
but can't be posted here because of copyright issues.
Sucks.
They don't know what they're missing.
Go check him out. He's streaming everywhere, man. So yeah, but let's come to something that really matters to us right now, because Bob and Ankur were the guys who really laid the foundation for क्या हुआ ये?
अरे रूट मैं अभी ये पढ़ा कि इसको अगर कुछ सुनाई नहीं दिया
okay,
तो ये
EMF is doing this introduction. Fuck motherfucking EMF.
बिना टोन का
I'm so sorry.
Dude, you just got that joke, right? Yeah. You're playing with the phone and you did not notice that.
No. Quiz.
ठीक है.
Yes.
Alright, cool.
You're doing this introduction. Fuck you.
So मैं वो ये कट कर दिया वो मेरा.
He's like fuck you, man.
No, but yeah, I've been telling Gaurang also, bro. Like I was a huge fan of VOTP, and I think I told you, bro, bring it back. I've been telling him. So it was amazing, and now when I'm doing it, मैं गौरव को भी हमेशा बताते रहते हैं, bro, कि the thing that you used to pull off, हम लोग घोड़े पे बैठ के चलते हैं. But it was fucking amazing to see you guys do it, and I still.
Well, it means a lot in terms of, like, say, you guys have started the whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
And I'm just surprised at why did it stop? Like why VOTP is still not on? But before that, like, say, how did it start? Like, say, before.
Hey dude, I remember I went to his place someday and it was a VOTP का logo बना रहा था. I was there.
I was sketching house. Yeah.
So for people who are uninitiated, like, say, what is Voice of the People?
Voice of the People is exactly that. So yeah, we're Voice of the People because we feel that's what hip hop is. It's a voice of the people,
Yeah.
and we're just reporting on hip hop, trying to get it into a little more organized. Because before that, you had all these MCs doing their own thing in their own hood, but we didn't have one platform where someone who's from the outside can come and get a feel of what's going on. You have to chase everything.
Someone
everywhere.
from the scene who was Bob was running a thing called Bombay Hip Hop before that. But and we actually met when we were working with Sony Music on this thing called Zomba. You probably remember.
Yeah.
So Zomba was their urban culture website and stuff like that. They had a b-boy championship where Crazy Legs?
Crazy Legs. No, Crazy Legs actually came on a tour. but there were other b-boys.
UK B-Boy Championship,
Yeah.
yeah. So we did that, and Bob was running the website for them, I think.
Yeah.
And I used to like freelance, right? That was one of my first jobs.
Yeah.
With them, and then they decided to like pull the plug on that.
Also, it was going under restructuring, so that was one of the things the axe fell on.
Yeah. But then.
Since we had, so we'd say Zomba was one of the first corporate forays into hip hop culture.
Yeah.
Okay. But it didn't take off for whatever reasons. Okay. And after that, I guess Enkore was like, we already got this thing going. Let's not let it die just because it doesn't have any corporate backing. Let's do something on our own. So he suggested, why don't we do this VOTP thing?
And it was just meant to be a podcast initially.
Yeah. And for me, I was fine because I'd always been doing something hip hop at some time or the other. If I was either running the website or, So I said, cool, like this will be the next evolution in it. So then we started it and we just kept going. And I guess then things got hectic. He had exams to do and all that kind of stuff.
I was doing my BCom and MBA through VOTP and working on my first album. So
You to बीच में से accidentally के जो ना pop from the door bro engineering ज़्यादा tough है
होगा BCom क्या है bro? But मैं BCom के पहले CA कर रहा था. So that was a hectic ass scene.
Failed man.
No, actually I cleared and quit.
What? Yeah.
Shit, bro. Real shit. I mean, not finals, but I cleared.
You loser.
I cleared IPCC Group 1.
Malam, dude, I remember, bro. Cyphers के time पे used to fucking go for the classes and shit.
Yeah, man.
Bencho, हम लोग we used to fucking
Trip.
I don't like whenever you call Enkore on a Sunday, like bro, class में.
Yeah, man.
नहीं आ रहा cypher.
Is real. But yeah, so VOTP started off with the podcast that we just kind of went for it. Like we have like a simple logo. Zake, I think, helped us with the logo, right?
Yeah.
Zake, who is one of Bombay and India's best graffiti artists, he helped us with the logo. And we just did a very basic edit. We did the first year of every week one episode for 52 episodes.
Nice.
We had guest artists curating playlists. And I was editing it myself. And then in the second year, so then we did I think maybe 40-45 episodes. Then we took a hiatus for
45 episodes.
Yeah. And then we took a hiatus for I think a month or two, and then we came back with a fortnightly podcast which was restructured. And the first season didn't feature a lot of Indian hip hop, also because there wasn't a lot of regular stream of content coming in Indian hip hop. But we had episodes of Indian hip hop. Like this was the last 3 months ka best stuff or stuff like or a theme of these are the OGs. And I think those are like if someone really is gonna get into hip hop, that's a really good way because we had
it is bro.
Yeah.
This is not a suggestion.
We had like a club playlist of international hip hop. We had songs about protest hip hop, like different playlists every week.
I remember summer we did one which was a workout hip hop.
Yeah, we did a summer jam song with Ishani. DJ Stalk curated a special 2-hour set for New Year's Eve.
Nice.
So it was, and back then, understand, like, this is from a time when podcasting was not a thing. Like, in very honest terms, it was
the Mumbai's finest of podcast. I'm joking.
No, except
I'm joking.
I'm joking.
I stopped to go there, man. Has to go there.
But so then we came back after the hiatus of the.
Were you gonna say, but it's not back? Were you gonna say that?
So then when we came back, we came with the fortnightly podcast, which featured Indian hip hop every week. We committed to playing 10 Indian hip hop songs every fortnight, and of a good quality because we never really played whack shit. We didn't play shit for the sake of it on that podcast. And that was very important to us that we keep the quality and the culture represented well. So we did a fortnightly podcast again, and we had video content. We had this series called I Am. We had editorial content on the website. I think one of the first pieces we did was a review and coverage of Manmeet Kaur's album Hip Hop Bahu. and then soon after that, we started our series of gigs at Three Wise Monkeys with Henri.com,
nice.
which we did for 12 months. And that was just Bob and me doing the whole thing.
Backhand.
Yeah. So, and I guess that's kind of why it stopped also, because I don't know if we bit off more than we can chew, but we were doing a lot.
No, but
and got tough too.
That's really amazing, and like it's no doubt why VOTP still looked at with such reverence.
हमने उसमें जान डाली है bro.
नहीं exactly जैसे like इतना passion से तुम लोग करेगा तो लोग उतना respect देगा इन लोगों को, and like at the end of the day, like say even if you guys are doing it for music, for the love of music, like, it had a sustaining impact on the scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and for me, that's also one of the reasons we couldn't continue, because we never half-assed any of it.
Yeah.
कर रहे तो अच्छे से करेंगे.
Yeah.
That was the basic funda. That's why him and me, we've had meetings ourselves, we've had meetings with other corporate entities and all that to talk about VOTP. But it's not felt like, oh, this is an idea we can do justice to in terms of time and commitment. And I think that's why it's not quote unquote back yet. But we've been discussing it.
No, but it's good to set those sort of guidelines, like say for yourself, in a sense, like this is what we want from our product at the end, because like it is, sorry for sounding like a marketer, but it is a product.
Yeah, and for us it was important because the product represents a culture and it's not just a product.
Yes, exactly.
Like that's the aspect that was important, and that's why like Bob and me were able to do it together, because him and me both have that. We are both artists, so factor in the fact that it was two artists shining light on every artist in India.
Yeah.
And because both of us really love this culture of hip hop.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why it also isn't. Keep coming back to that.
We were like, we either have to do justice or at least preserve the legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But is there any place where people can still catch your old episodes or something?
Oh, it's there on YouTube. No?
YouTube will have the second season. Yeah. So the second season of
I
one
think I
year.
missed the first one. Man.
Oh, you don't know about the first season?
No, bro.
Oh shit. So the first season was.
But it's good. We're still finding our way along the way.
It's a great introduction for someone who's not into hip hop at that point, because we had, like I was telling you, these club playlists, social commentary playlists, gangster rap. I think we did one gangster episode. All that. So, and we were playing international stuff. I was playing Common and.
Oh fuck, bro!
Yeah.
We were allowed to do that shit.
No, we weren't. But but podcasting was not a thing, and that's why we could just do what the fuck we wanted. We weren't trying to be distributed on iTunes or YouTube. First season we weren't on YouTube. You know how we could be downloaded through this website called archive.org. Just because it hosts files and lets you embed it.
Oh, okay.
We found a random ass website. This actually has like PDFs of books and shit like that. And this gave people a torrent link also. That was the best.
Oh shit, yeah, I remember that shit. I fucking remember downloading it. Dude, you asked me to check it, like you sent it to me. Poetic and someone like, bro, check चल रहा है कि नहीं, dude, insignia पे सब लोग डाल रहे थे, हाँ इधर चालू हुआ,
correct.
Fast, bro. I remember that.
I've heard a lot of things, like say about, like say whenever the start of hip hop, so to speak, gets spoken about, like say insignia का और बात आता है, but like say I would like to hear more about like VOTP being spoken about, like say, and it deserves that light simply because you guys, like you said, like you guys did a lot more than just hosting a podcast. Like say there were, like say the events that you guys did, enabling, like say, other people to listen to, like say, unheard of artists.
Word, my beef, man. I've been telling you.
Okay. Because honestly, I don't know how much. I mean, I'm sure to some extent Bob will also agree, but it's frustrating when you're making music and you think your music is good and कोई सुन नहीं रहा है क्योंकि तुम star नहीं हो.
I agree with you.
And that's a mindfuck, and especially in hip hop when it's not about being a star, it's about you'll relate to this, you'll fuck with it, just check the song out.
Yeah.
Bro, do you think that's what happened to Eminem?
What's gonna happen now?
Is that what happened to Eminem?
क्या?
वो अभी star, मतलब उसको कोई सुन रहा नहीं है.
No, I think that right now it's fashionable to hate on him also.
No, I'm not saying.
We had this whole bit about like how Anmol is a trendsetter.
I am.
like say
For what?
I am. In
like
hip-hop.
हाँ अभी सब लोग hate कर रहे हैं मैं सबसे
Dude, I
पहले
started
hate
hating
कर
on
रहा था।
everybody. Come on, I started hating on everybody, man. Come on, nobody can take that.
Yo, you made it look fun, but trust me, I know haters from here before you.
Go on.
You think I'm gonna take the news?
Hey, dude, what the fuck, dude? एक hint. Like, let's play the word game. कुछ तो बोल.
Let's talk about VOTP please.
Oh, अच्छा, हाँ समझ गया.
There ain't no video rolling.
No, I know
good.
what I that's what I'm going to say, bro.
I'm good.
I'm gonna put you in a
But
spot
anyway,
right
yeah,
now, but
sorry.
I won't, man.
No, so what is perhaps the biggest challenge of like say doing something like a VOTP, man? I mean, right now this is a lesson for us.
paisa.
This is right now a lesson for us. Like say
वही पैसा ही है, bro.
It's a real hog on time.
Yeah, matlab time matlab I'm looking at it as money, like someone.
Yeah, of course, which is ultimately
Time is
money.
money.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if it could evolve into something where you could get some corporate backing, and yeah, we had some corporates that showed interest, but didn't sustain it for whatever reason. So it gets tough when you, especially as you get to have more responsibilities and stuff like that, and you got bills to pay, and this is something that you're doing as, it's almost like you become a missionary now if you gotta keep doing it.
Yeah.
that's basically the story of Tadpatri Talkies also, to be honest. Right?
Nobody can't do shit.
And yes,
we are honestly like say
we all benefit from it, and
Sorry?
it's really something that creates a big difference in the scene.
Yeah.
It's just that I guess we from the community haven't yet crossed over to be a part of that. The people with the money, the financiers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They are still the other side.
Yeah.
There are still people who we have trouble convincing. Okay, because
Also,
if I was in a finances position right now, I could see the potential, and I would be willing to finance this thing and let it grow.
Yeah.
The returns will come.
Yeah.
Okay, now we don't have people who are looking at hip hop that way.
Yeah, that's the thing. People don't understand the cultural aspect of it and why it's important. People want to hop on a trend with whoever's going to show ROI in 6 months or 12 months, whether that return is increasing your digital engagement or this or that, whatever, some kind of ROI. They're not looking at like a investment in culture, which is also why in US Diddy and Jay and these guys were like, until we who are from the culture start doing something for the culture, from the outside they won't understand the long-term importance of it.
Does this apply to Gully Boy?
What?
What you just said.
Explain. Put in a question. I said a lot of shit.
Okay, so do you think Gully Boy is a movie which is just looking at a 6 to 12 months time return on investment using the gully trend? Yes or no?
I think it's Bollywood doing Bollywood shit. And that's what
But
Bollywood does.
that's
They want to
fair,
sell their
right,
tickets.
that's fair.
They want to sell their tickets. Yeah.
What that means it is they are just banking on a trend which will last for 6
I think, see,
The return on investment
for
will
me,
last for
for me, one way of looking at it is the trend aspect, but the other is that also, if you look at it, like I've looked at so many rappers I've looked up to, and I felt like all their lives deserve movies.
Yeah.
And I think that story, whether it's about Nazy or Divine or both, or inspired by them and other people from the scene or whatever.
Why isn't it even clear who it's about?
Because I think both of them together, along with.
I think they're different stories, both of them.
They are different stories for sure, but I'm saying we don't know till we see the movie what they've taken from that.
So I know someone who's been with the behind the scenes and stuff like that, who would sum it up with what he said. It's just Bollywood doing Bollywood shit.
Yeah.
And this is a good question he asked me. What did Rock On do for the rock scene?
Oh,
we
had a fucking huge discussion, a stone discussion with this guy.
Siddharth.
Kiske साथ तो किया था bro about this shit, but fuck.
And
I think it was Siddharth.
And also at the end, they're like, what's really going to be important to understand is that when you finish watching that movie, who's the hero?
Yeah.
Is it the Bollywood guy or is it these rappers?
Do you think what do you think Gully Boy is gonna do? Is gonna benefit the scene or it's not going to?
Man, I don't want to predict, man. I'm sure it's going to benefit a few people, and those people are from the scene, so it will benefit at least a few.
It could benefit the scene, but I guess based on you leveraging the advantage.
Yeah,
that comes down. But also, like, what do you count as benefit? A lot of people who shot for it, our friends, have got paid. And they might not have got paid without that. So for them, that might be enough benefit to invest in a music video, which that music video might go viral, that might, just the money from it might benefit. So that's very subjective.
No, fair enough. Like, I mean, it's a very valid point. I just had like this one point like that I've been constantly harping on, like whenever Gully Boy popped up. Is that like, say, forget the trend hopping. Right now there is a definite bunch of hip hop artists, be it from Mumbai, be it from Pune in particular right now, who are like really popping in. Definitely from Delhi, the guys from Azadi Records and all that. Like, these guys are doing something which does not lie in that gully rap domain. Mm-hmm. We recently saw TNS. He's
no
a guy who इसका नाम वापस आते रहता है conversations में. Apart from that, AJ, Shreyas, all these guys, like, and of course Sidemon and Pradeep. These guys are not your gully rap guys, but they are setting the stage for when people will get tired of gully rap, and maybe Gully Boy will be like, say, your tombstone, your eulogy for gully rap at that point, because it will come to a point of saturation.
No, fuck that. There will never be a tombstone for gully rap. There will never be a tombstone for conscious rap.
Yeah.
It's just, like, I fundamentally disagree with your question. You are accepting corporates and you're accepting Bollywood's definition of quote-unquote gully rap. Gully rap hai kya? It's music. No, but one sec. Let me just. You're saying it's music which is right now is being referred to as. Hold on. You're saying it's music which right now is being referred to as quote-unquote gully rap. Gully rap hai kya, bro? It's music which is relevant in some way to the streets. I think conscious rap is also street rap.
Definitely.
Right? No, एक second. So I'm saying that everyone in this industry, whether you're a beat maker, you're a rapper, you're a this or a that, you're hustling. There will be shit that continues happening around the culture, whether it's VOTP or it's Gully Boy. It's on your hustle.
Yeah.
And you need to understand the game you need to understand what's happening in front of you. So if you're looking Gully Boy, just understand the fact that it's a Bollywood movie. I met a couple of the people who shot for that, who I met for the first time when they were in Bombay for the shoot. And I told them, like, congrats, good job and all that. But because they were a little younger and I've been in their place, I just told them that I've also done like corporate projects where money has come in, and I felt attached to that producer who I worked with on that corporate project, and I've worked with them 1 or 2 times. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll keep working with this guy. But I just told them, don't get attached to that. Get attached to yourself, your music, your sound. And if you do that, then everything happening around your sound and around hip hop, you'll find some way to either make it work to your advantage, or it will take cognizance of you and work with you. Make yourself undeniable is my thing.
I agree with you on that, and I completely agree with you. My point is simple. Like, say, it comes down to our previous discussion of, like, say, kids getting into trend hopping right now. So gully rap, so to speak, has become some sort of a trend that people will jump on.
Okay.
And eventually there will be some sort of a critical mass in, like, say, in terms of, like, say, that kind of music. Which is why you have these other guys who are ready with an alternative. That being your CD.
But that's not why that's what I'm saying. Like, I disagree with your question. That's not, they are making music for people to listen to today, not in 2020 when some movie comes and if it does great, or it's not about, they're making music because we have to assume they're making music because they want to make that music.
They're just in a
it's the question is about these guys who are hopping trends, ye kya karenge tab? It's not about they're setting up for this. Like, I'm not making music waiting for people to get tired of one thing or another thing.
Yeah.
Bob is not doing that.
Speculation.
Like Bob has been making music since since when, dude?
Independence.
Matlab, if he was waiting for things,
Dude, I remember watching your songs on VH1. Bro.
Yeah, man.
I wasn't like I
Yo,
don't know
it was
shit
so
about
crazy.
hip-hop.
Yo, you know the first time I met.
Dude, me and Deepa are tripping on Bombay Basement. I used to fucking love Bombay Basement.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like the first time I met this guy, I couldn't believe how humble he was, man.
Bro, fuck yeah. I've actually
I was
never
like,
told
yo,
Bob
this guy
that
is
I was a
fucking-
fan.
How did that happen?
I've actually
That's
never-
actually an interesting question.
How did that happen? I met you for Zomba work, but I don't remember how. I think you put out something saying looking for writers.
No, I think I met you before that at some gig.
At
somewhere
Akala
back,
gig, bro.
That gig was the Zomba thing I came to talk to you for.
Okay.
You guys were playing at the corner, that corner
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Bro, both of y'all, did you guys know each other when you all came for the Akala gig?
Yeah,
2011.
Akala by then
Akala
Akala was brought down by Zomba, right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Which Akala?
Akala,
Yeah,
no,
Akala
hip-hop
and
singer.
CPA.
So
Yeah,
we
we
were
were
each
brought
other
down by Zomba.
Acha, so rude because I remember like me, Deepraj, Achin,
before.
we were 3 people over there, and I spotted like Enkore sitting there, and I spotted Bob sitting there. I was like, oh, nobody else is here. I see people with fucking monocles and shit, bro. I'm like, what
That was
is
an
it?
experience.
Fuck, bro, that was an experience.
NCP.
पर मेरे को नहीं मालूम था, dude, हम लोग fitted पहन के आए हैं, hoodie पहन के आए हैं, like, dude, they're looking at us like crazy, and I'm like, dude, I saw Enkore, like, और एक टोपी का, like, Bob है, बोले, somebody knows hip hop is
The culture's in the house.
क्या dude?
वो कुछ बोलते हैं ना सीधा अकाला का नाम लेने का. Bro, he's an MC. उसको जाके पूछो. वो क्यों परफॉर्म कर रहा है इधर?
Bro, this school किया bro. That was one of the best gigs I've ever seen in my life.
So annoyed.
Apart from, no, not apart from, bro, actually, no. I don't know if the Primo gig that we saw was better.
Yo,
than I don't know, bro.
I think I had a tear in my eye at some point.
During the Primo gig,
Yeah.
right?
You got to
Because-
meet Primo, right?
Sorry?
Dude, you're fucking watching Primo
Yo,
live.
yeah, I got to meet Primo. Yeah, fuck.
क्या?
Yeah.
क्या?
I got to meet Primo. I think you know this.
Backstage.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I think there's a photo somewhere.
It was on his Instagram, dude.
Yeah, it's somewhere.
I didn't
Of course it was on
Yeah,
his
yeah.
Shit, dude. I was
A bunch
shit.
of us met him. You also met him, right? Yeah.
I met Park.
Oh, six. I missed the Anson Park game.
Oh, fuck, it was fucking
I heard
great.
that.
I think that was the third best gig that I've ever went to in my life.
First two are what?
there's
Bombay
a split
Basement,
between-
Enkore and Anderson Park.
Dude, I've just been to Bombay Basement gig in a college. I think you guys were performing at
Bro, I've seen Bombay Basement live so many
that
times.
was, that was yeah.
You
That was a
remember?
while back.
Fuck, dude, क्या trip है? अच्छा trip हुआ.
Anyway, sorry, we went super off track.
Yeah,
let's
what is
get
good,
into
man?
a song now. Let's get into a
Let's get
song.
into a song. Yeah.
So now that we have formally
yeah,
sort of introduced VOTP,
Yep.
let's get into a song by Bob.
Which one are we?
Is there something that you would want?
Uh,
Kuro was recommending this song called Feel Good. Is
Yeah,
something
Feel Good or
or
Happy
anything
Day?
that you.
Those are old songs. I don't know if they'll be new for anybody.
They call classics, not old.
God
damn!
That's that shit, bro.
Because we got new shit, but the problem is all of that we haven't released it yet. So
Future classics.
I can't put that out.
Yo, bro.
Another
That's a
one.
classic. Bro, that's what I've been telling these guys, bro. Poetic and everybody. Like, we've been making history, man. You watch this fucking Stretch and Bobito documentary.
Yeah.
You see how, how moments like these when they don't even know it's going to be history,
Yeah.
history now.
Correct.
And you don't know if, like, my Instagram story is a history, bro.
My word.
That's what I'm saying.
Talk to it.
They put out some tapes of some battles of Jay-Z from back in the day.
Yeah. I know.
And it was like, how do you even still have that on tape?
Yeah.
Not even on CD.
For me, it was crazy to see Stretch Armstrong perform in Bombay.
Oh, yeah.
That was a moment for
Oh,
me.
yeah, dude.
Because like
So
Big
wild
L has
as
gone
that.
and freestyled
Dude, I did
with
not
this
know.
guy.
With
Like
this guy, man.
it just
Unbelievable.
symbolically it was
And the
dope.
funny thing is, guy's quite humble. You cannot even imagine that he's someone who's known personally by all these guys.
Like a stalwart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Shit, bro, I need to be.
What song are we
Dude, I
playing?
think
What song are you saying?
Oh, okay. Okay, if not those, let me think.
You know, even those are great songs.
Which ones?
Feel good. Oh, you're saying if not the new shit?
Yeah, so I'm trying to weigh either that or shall I go with grinding?
Grinding, man. I remember one
Your
song
call.
called Grinding, and I really love that shit, but
Salute,
off,
salute,
man.
salute.
Yeah. I
Alright,
don't find
let's
that
do
shit
this, let's
no
do
more.
this, let's
I
do
have that shit though. Oh, you sent it to me.
रहेगा
पीछे का
तूने
वीरा
भेजा
स्पीड
वो
मेरे
है।
पास है but online भी रहेगा
You know what?
नहीं,
Do
online.
SoundCloud check SoundCloud नहीं
Yeah, sending shots out. Going out to beautiful woman, beautiful in the heart, beautiful in the soul, beautiful in spirit. You make me feel good. Make me feel good. That you're the one that gets me feel good. She a blessing from the Lord. Just like giving me heaven and earth. That's right. Someday I wanna make her my wife. Me have a bright future. Me I dedicate this one to virtuous woman. She have the grace like the queen of Sheba. She captivate every man that seen her. She addictive like a drug in me vein, like a habit I indulgent just to maintain. She glides when she walk like an angel in the sky. When me lay me hands on her, me say, oh my mama, what a beauty that is the work of the Lord. When me on your love and trust, I give thanks to God. I promise I will make you be my one and only. Guarantee that you are never gonna be lonely. From the heaven to the earth, them all know the deal. When me get a chance, I will go down on my knee because you know that you're the one that gets me feel good. Just like the sun that rises over you. You know that you're the one that makes me feel good. Sending shots out to me, señorita. Plan the perfect day, I wanna meet her. Impeccable woman, so virtuous. Mama taught honesty and she's continuous. Every Sunday she go in a church giving thanks to the Father. Me thanks to her mother. We bringing such a beautiful woman in our life. Hoping that someday you are gonna let her be my wife. I dedicate me life to you, girl. Without you in me life, me no need to live, girl. Say all of them villagers know this is true. So baby girl, would you let me be down with you? Make me feel good, good, good. You know that you're the one that gets me feel good. Just like the sun that rises over you. You know that you're the one that makes me feel so good. You make me feel good. Me no have no stress in my mind, no stress in my soul. Full healthy body. Enough respect to me, I give it all to her. Fishy make me feel good. Straight up, in an island love. That's what we say.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Still here with Bob and
Yeah.
Enkore. Still missing Lester over here.
Fuck, bro, Lester be aaj.
हाँ यार, Lester is missing out on a very good conversation.
Yeah.
All this while, like, you know, हम लोग इधर मिलता है, like, खाली बकचोदी करता है. We actually had a good conversation today. Lester has a 9 to 5 to
yeah man I wish last
Dude, what if you're having a good conversation because Lester is not here? Just say.
I doubt
What?
it.
that's cold
I highly doubt it. Like,
it's cold
you switch places with Lester next time. Let's see how
so,
A/B testing. That's what we call it. He didn't like the fact that you found that part.
you should have said bro तेरे को ऐसे देखा
I was actually going to say AG testing what you.
Yeah, nobody wants to know that.
anyway yeah
What's very interesting is Bob in particular. Like, say you have had such a long career, like right now in hip hop and all that. What?
no facts
In hip hop in particular, it's been a long career. And like, say you have followed, like, say hip hop in India in particular, not just in the city, like, say quite a bit. And it's be safe to say that it is a career, not to say. And I've seen Enkore as some sort of guy that you have mentored, like, say maybe directly or otherwise. For him to, like, say right now think about doing music a little more seriously.
sorry
You're doing your music a little more seriously than
Yeah.
say See, are you doing a job right now, per se? Like, say,
Yeah, I'm consulting with the
Oh, yeah.
ADD. Yeah.
But you are focusing more on your music right now, right?
Yeah.
So, the question right now is like, say, for someone like, say, an EMF or any other kid right now who's trying to get into rap, but like, say, want to make it, put it a little more seriously, like, say, how do we consider hip hop as a career in India? Like, say, where like it's not particularly, like, say, an equivalent to the mainstream culture.
I'll let Bob.
See, first of all, if you see Bollywood showing interest, that means it is a viable thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but like I said, we've been handling the art side of it, but everything takes finance to move.
Yeah.
So it's all about, you know, using whatever knowledge we're getting from college and all that, and applying it in rap and in the hip hop culture. Because a lot of us did it more of as a passion, knowing that there's going to be something else to pay the bills.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, it's more like kind of, you know, the guys you hook up with in the evening to go play football, and then you come back and go to work the next day.
Yeah.
That's more or less the space many people have handled it. But if you want to make it a career, then you have to look at it as that. You have to look at it as a career. You have to understand it's an industry. You have to look at organization.
Yeah.
Okay, which is why I say that for people who are interested in hip hop, people who are hip hop fans and decide that no, they want to be a little more involved with it, there are many ways you can be involved. It's not just about picking the mic.
Yeah.
Okay, you could just be a promoter. You could just be someone who specializes in branding for hip hop. You could just be a manager. You could look at all these other different aspects of it. And today, if you're into marketing, you know that you can actually sell hip hop.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we need all those other facets to be developed, to be evolved.
Yeah.
So I tell people, look at all these other options. Don't look at only the front end as if it's the be all.
Yeah.
There's much more that can be done. And the problem is that us not doing this will only result in other people who are not passionate about it doing it. Because it has to be done. And if you ask me, I do not think hip hop in India is a fad. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
I watched the previous wave, which was more faddy, which came and went, and I can see a clear-cut distinction with what we have right now. Okay. And right now, for those who I may have spoken with back in the day, I used to say, for this thing to really be embedded here, it has to, it has to make sense to the masses.
Yeah.
And it never used to once upon a time, but now it does. I mean, right now, I can say that even a rickshaw driver might understand what rap music is.
Yeah.
That's a huge leap. There was a time when even guys I was with in college would not understand what the hell is rap.
And they were in class with Bob, man.
Okay, so right now it does make sense because it does speak to that kid who's on the streets in India.
Yeah.
It's just not a way by which we are understanding what's going on in Compton in the US. It's a way by which some people, because Mumbai is a segregated city, and it is a way by which some people from the other side are actually getting insights to what's happening on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which is why you're really hearing
Just all of society in India, I think.
Yeah. So so it won't be the same thing in the US. There are people who have never been to the ghetto, but they only get an insight into what's going on there by listening to rap music. And it's
through art, yeah.
It's becoming the same thing in India.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not saying that is the only form or the only function that rap serves.
Yeah.
There are other aspects of hip hop which I feel are not being given their place on the stage. Okay, because everyone is so focused on only one aspect of it. But the fact that it is already something that's available even to the underprivileged, I think that is something which is already got the potential to go mass.
Yeah.
So to make it a career, someone has to be able to think about it as an industry, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, it's not selling out if you figure out how to monetize off it.
Correct.
It is selling out if you want to distort what it means to make work.
So on that note, like say when did that sort of a moment occur to you? Like say okay, this.
When did you sell out, Bob?
When this would be like say a good career move, so to speak. I'm sure like say you guys were juggling jobs while you were doing music.
We are from a generation that had to do that. But going forth, we now have an open field whereby people can actually approach it this way to make it a career.
Yeah. So my only funda with hip hop and careers in hip hop is, one is that what Bob mentioned, that you don't have to be the MC to be part of the culture.
Sure.
The culture means a lot of different things to different people. It's not just you don't have to be a performer, you can be a graffiti artist, you can be a b-boy, you can be an artist, man. Even marketing is kind of an art if you understand the culture. You're still serving the culture.
Yeah.
So
you could go into merchandising.
yeah. Like Vedanti, for example, who's the founder of Grapha.
Yeah.
She is kind of embedded in the culture now. It's not. She didn't really force herself in or try and do like very weird marketing deals with MCs and all. We just understood that she kind of understands what our vibe is, and she respects that, and she's now part of the culture, and that's how I think a lot of people should take examples from that. The other thing with making a career out of hip hop is, like Bob was saying, you need to embrace it like a career. For me, that happened a lot later. I'm more shy. I won't say shy as a person, but like I'm not the kind who's always trying to be on social media and stuff like that.
Sure.
But I realized that if I'm looking at making this a career, I need to make it work for myself in some way. So I'm not just doing any random shit on social media. I'm looking at how I can make it work for me. But I'm at least looking at that. I'm not just making songs and feeling entitled. Though at one point I don't think I ever felt entitled, but I did feel like, yo, मैं गाने तो बना रहा हूँ, but why are they not listening to this shit? There's a whole process, man, and the place of an artist is different now as to what it was earlier. Earlier it was you put music out, you gig, whatever.
Yeah.
The artists I looked up to just did that, and they were like, you'd only see them behind the scenes videos or a radio interview, shit like that. Now it's your 20, you have to stay top of mind, like you know what I mean by top of mind. Like if someone says new trap music, you want someone to think of Lil Yachty or Lil Xan or whatever. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like just the fact that you have to be in the conversation.
Yeah.
Because now conversations are currency online, right? Your YouTube views and shit like
your
that.
engagements.
So that currency has changed and the way the market has changed.
Sure.
I think you need to understand how you can make it work for yourself.
It's fine if I throw some of this on social media.
Of
course. Just a clip of it.
Huh?
Let's
Of
go.
course. Doing it.
Do that.
So that's what I like. You need to figure out how to make it work for yourself, because if you're doing this just to get money, there's a lot better ways to get, like a lot easier ways to get money.
Of course.
That for me is the fundamental.
You can steal, you can rob, you can do a lot of that.
Any Guerrero shit.
Straight up.
R.I.P.
Or you can send people Instagram messages saying 500 rupees Paytm karo for 10,000 views.
Oh, no,
that's a new trend.
You guys like
That's one donation I'm gonna make, sir.
you guys have no idea. Like say, Omulo and Enkore, like वो लोग क्या business में घुसने वाले थे पता?
Oh bro, and I actually got one project also.
10 रुपए में Facebook DP click करके दिखाती.
That's a hustle, man.
I know, bro. That's what I did. Bro, actually,
I'm just like-
I got a project recently.
That's
this guy.
you can do like.
Like see,
Dude, this guy took paid for 20 pictures on different locations. We had to go in his car. He wanted profile pictures for Facebook.
Yeah.
He paid us 5,000.
Hell no!
So that's a photo shoot. That's a little.
नहीं dude.
उसको सिर्फ profile pictures है.
हाँ.
सही है.
And,
I mean,
I don't know. My problem
down
with that
there
is the money. 10 रुपए क्यों?
Yeah, you can charge him.
Dude, अभी iPhone पे नहीं कोई अभी कुर्ले
10
को बोला
रुपए
10 रुपए का
बैटरी चार्जिंग का बिल रहेगा रे.
How are you costing this? Is Gaurav. Where's the Excel, motherfucker?
Oh man.
I feel that.
You feel that, but you don't know shit about it.
You feel that, but you don't feel that.
Oh. But yeah. Now, is there anything else that you want to ask?
क्या?
As someone who wants to make it.
क्या make it नहीं रे bro को अभी कंटा लगा है.
Because you have 2 albums coming out right now.
Yeah.
Whoa.
3 actually. Dude.
Oh wait, but wait, no. This you mentioned to me sometime back also.
नहीं,
but
मेरा
अब
dude
तक
mix
एक भी
master
नहीं
है,
है.
I know.
So I want to know how real this cover is.
Dude, he's mixed mastered it already. I have it on my phone. So, yeah.
Yash is giving the thumbs up, so I'm gonna believe him.
Yeah.
AJ needs to get in touch with Yash for the unreleased.
Dude, that's the thing, no. Bro, it's एक album I've written after a breakup, and now he's just gonna hear all of that shit.
Hey, that's what's up.
Yeah.
And then you'll have one more album to write Heartbroken after AJ.
Oh shit, wait. How do you do?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
But yeah.
Alright.
Oh, okay.
So I think EMF का सब फंडा clear हो गया. I hope.
नहीं ये तो नहीं होने वाला. Apologies by chance ही नहीं.
This is Batman and Joker हो रहा है.
Yeah.
I'm never
going to always.
Like someday Enkore is going to say something that will make him feel like keep his cape off. Like
No. Him and Dhawal always be trying me.
No, not Dhawal. Dhawal is like Alfred.
No, but both of y'all keep.
Dude, Dhawal is penguin, bro. He looks like the penguin.
I don't follow the series.
Oh shit.
Batman, right?
Ah.
Yeah.
But you look like penguin more than.
Can deal with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let's get into a song.
Let's get into a song. Yeah.
Okay.
What song do you have?
We have one by Siri.
Oh.
I hope Aditya is listening to this. But yeah, there's one by Siri. It's called. It's called Live It. I hope you guys like it.
Limit. अच्छा बोला.
Live It. Live It.
Live It. अच्छा बोला Limit.
So yeah, Kavira speaking. Take it away.
Right now I feel all kinds of things, the good, bad, happy, sad, fucking rad, hella mad. But now I welcome everything with one big hug. I'm more giving now, got less things to brush under rug. I was rushing it before, had questions in galore. Never knew I had issues that was unexplored. But I guess everything that happens for the best. Happiness is a quickie amongst all the tests. I guess that's just how life is, a whole lot of spices. Come at me, I'm excited. They say you can't, I deny it. Walk in the room, they look at me like I'm the tigress. Matusaku, you better live it. Cut the noise, now sing it. Matusaku, you better live it. Cut the noise, now rewind it. Champugani, Sudu bardiddene, sundargani, Ve parivartane, Yara oppigeyu beda ninna guri muttoke. Yare yene ಹೇಳಿದರು ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇಡು ನಿನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ. ತಂಪು ಗಾಳಿ ಸುಳಿದು ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಸುಂದರ ಗಾಳಿ ತರುವೆ ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆ. ಯಾರ ಒಪ್ಪಿಗೆಯೂ ಬೇಡ ನಿನ್ನ ಗುರಿ ಮುಟ್ಟೋಕೆ. ಯಾರೇ ಏನೇ ಹೇಳಿದರು ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇಡು ನಿನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ. ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಹೊಸ ಅವಕಾಶ, ಕನಸು ಕಾಣು ನೀನು ಮಿತಿ ಇರದೆ ಆಕಾಶ. ಯಾರಿಗೂ ನಿಲ್ಲದೆ ತಿರುಗಿ ಹಿಂದೆ ನೋಡದೆ ನಿನ್ನತನ ಮರಿಬೇಡ, ಇದು ನನ್ನ ಸಂದೇಶ. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಸಿರಿ, ಜೋಬಲ್ ಬೇಕು ಸಿರಿ. ಕಷ್ಟಲ್ ಇರೋ ಸಹಾಯ ನನ್ ಮೊದ್ಲ ಗುರಿ. ನಾನು ತುಂಬಾ ಸಿಹಿ, ತಂಟೆಗ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಕಹಿ. ಹವಾಮಾನ ಆಗೋ ಚಳಿಯಿಂದ ಬಿಸಿ. ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಡ ಯಾವ್ದೇ ಕಾರಣ, ಯಾರೋ ಏನಂತಾರೋ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಡ ತಲೆ ಕಾಳನ್ನ. ಸೈಕಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ಇರೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಜೀವನ. ಡ್ರೈವರ್ ಸೀಟಲ್ ಕೂತು ಓಡಿಸು ನಿಂದೆ ವಾಹನ. ಮಾತು ಸಾಕು, you better live it. Cut the noise, now sing it. ಮಾತು ಸಾಕು, you better live it. Cut the noise, now rewind it. ಚಂಪು ಗಾಳಿ ಸುಳಿದು ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಸುಂದರ ಗಾಳಿ ತರುವೆ ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆ. ಯಾರ ಒಪ್ಪಿಗೆಯೂ ಬೇಡ ನಿನ್ನ ಗುರಿ ಮುಟ್ಟೋಕೆ. ಯಾರೇ ಏನೇ ಹೇಳಿದರು ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇಡು ನಿನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ. ತಂಪು ಗಾಳಿ ಸುಳಿದು ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಸುಂದರ ಗಾಳಿ ತರುವೆ ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆ. ಯಾರ ಒಪ್ಪಿಗೆಯೂ ಬೇಡ ನಿನ್ನ ಗುರಿ ಮುಟ್ಟೋಕೆ. ಯಾರೇ ಏನೇ
but here's something that'll really bring it up. Like what we'll get to see is Ankur, EMF, and Bob doing their best shit right now on the TBTTE freestyle.
Hey, by the way, before we leave, I want to ask Bob one thing.
Jaldi aa jayega.
What is freestyle according to you?
Ooh!
Is that I like to ask you also. Like, is it like a verse that you wrote with no apparent meaning, or like a particular topic? Is that considered as a freestyle?
No apparent meaning.
Dude, like
No theme. No theme.
No, don't know.
No apparent meaning.
Meaning also.
So I think it's one of those issues.
Sorry, my bad. I forgot this. I'm not supposed to bring it.
So I think this is one of those things which have been distorted by the culture. Okay, and I'm talking about contemporary culture, not by hip hop culture. See, personally for me, I would call myself a freestyler, not because I look down upon it, but because I believe that's a different skill set. Okay, in what sense? It's just like I give an analogy. I don't know if this is appropriate in football. So you got the games that we watch on TV, the league games, you know. You got the 90, 45, 45, 11 aside, right?
Studio artist.
Yeah. Then you also got the guy who's gonna come there and juggle the ball and do all sorts of tricks.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's a footballer? Both of them. Okay. Both of them are partaking in the same part, but in different contexts, in different presentations. It's the same thing with snooker and trick shots. Okay, both people are doing the same thing but different presentations. So it's the same thing with when we come to rap music now, because that's the part we're talking about in hip hop culture now. There are those like me who sit down and I write it down like a director makes a movie. He sits down and he plans and he scripts it, and I need this intro and this is going to be the climax kind of thing. And this documentary guy who's just running there shooting whatever he gets and makes sense out of it. And there are those who try to script their documentaries. Then there's that argument, is the documentary the one which was scripted or the one which just went with what was there? Okay? And it's going to be impossible for you to come and get everyone on the same page with regards to that. So that way, there are people who look at freestyle as just flossing lyricism. Okay? Now there are those who are going to sit down and write this long endless thing. Doesn't have any structure as such, besides just trying to get your multis and all your whatever's there, but they're not thinking in terms of, okay, I'm gonna have this number of bars and I'm gonna have whatever next. He'll just go endlessly. Then there are those who are so skilled that they just pull it off on the spot from the dome. Okay. Now, initially, my first encounter with freestylers were people who used to shoot from the dome. That was literally the challenge. I can make it as I go. Then along the way, I got to realize there are those who actually sit and write it. Okay, so they just have high memorizing power and they'll be able to memorize a very long, endless thing. Okay, now then that became, personally for me, then I got confused now. What's freestyling? Is this freestyling or is a freestyle the one which you've written, which doesn't have structure, you just keep going on and on and on? And I believe that we're never going to reach whatever consensus on what is what. But personally, I grew up knowing that the guys who shoot straight from the dome, that's what the ultimate freestyle is. Which I don't do. That's not my thing.
Finally, there are questions that we've discussed before, but we did not have the answers to. Finally,
Cause you ain't got Bob, man.
Word, bro.
Today you got Bob.
I hit me like, fuck, dude, ये इसका answer नहीं होता नहीं तो
Alright.
What do you think?
I think if you call something a freestyle, then I think, like, to me in my head it should be off the dome. But if someone calls like a verse on something, if they put it out as like a freestyle, because in hip hop we also don't use the word cover, or a remix means the beat changes. So for example, if I take a Kanye song or someone and I do a verse on it and I call it whatever, monster freestyle, if I'm clearly not trying to act like nahi ye off the dome tha and I'm clear like this was written, I understand if people call that a freestyle also. Like a verse
with no structure.
Yeah, no structure on someone else's beat and all that. I understand if you call it that, but to me, I think
you recommend doing that?
It's on you, man. If you're clear about nahi maine ye likha hai and I'm just calling it a freestyle, just if someone asks you, like for me with something I released
somewhere something. Yeah, Spit Dope. I had done a verse at Spit Dope. So I put that up on my IGTV with the title Spit Dope Freestyle. So I think someone texted me or whatever, was like, yo, was this freestyle? Someone said like this is awesome for like it's an awesome freestyle or something that implied that person thought I was going off the dome. So I replied saying, nahin, this was written, but thanks, whatever. So I was clear about that. So I think if you're clear about it, then just do what the fuck you want. But I think
that, check out my freestyle on Freestyle Fridays by this year.
Was it a freestyle?
It was a freestyle and I called that song free verse.
ये अलग level trip है.
ये बंदा खुद का कुछ
Him and Code do the same drugs, uncle. For sure. For sure. The same drugs do him and Code.
Okay, but let's get into the freestyle one.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1, 2. This shit started. Alright, let's do this. Let's go. 3 blocks to the east, 1 takes. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Can you slow it down a little bit?
Couldn't wake up thinking about all the paper. And I flipped it. Came through with all these lyrics. Came through with all these memories. Came through wearing no fitted. Yeah, then I flipped the script and I all that fitted and I came with this. And you know you can't really fuck with this, cause everybody really tried and they couldn't touch this. Yes, been a few years doing this. Everybody saying damn, he's so fluid. Damn, he really do this. Don't stop me, you know it's more than music. It's the culture, it's the game and all that. Came through and I hang my ball sacks. Yes, ball my sacks. Shit, fuck.
Again, let's go.
Let's keep it going.
2, 3, 4.
Slow it down, slow it down. Okay.
Go slow.
That's right. Come on. You don't know how we do it. I never spit it from my head, that's what I said. But anyway, I'ma go flow with it. I'm feeling the vibe, pulling them strings, giving me melody as I try to flow. Try to make it nice, kinda like medicine. That's what hip-hop's always to me. Everywhere you be, I tell you check it out. Take your time and listen to the vibe. Don't give me politics, I ain't feeling that. I just wanna feel good, just wanna bounce. Now drop me a bass, drop me a kick. Hit me with a snare, each and every way. I wanna bring it like I thought it should be. Make you feel good and just flow with it. Now talk about the times when people wasn't hating. We was just in it, cause we had the love. Wasn't making money, still had respect. But now we turn around, everybody wanna be the top dog. Wanna tell me how it's supposed to be done. I started doing the shit, you were still in your daddy's sack. Doesn't matter anyway, now we all here. Show some respect, or put it in the game, that's how it is. Make it the same. I'ma hand the mic over to my man Enkore. Take it from there, come on.
God damn.
That
was fire, man.
I don't want to go with this episode, man. Shit, that was fucking fire. I remember Bob telling me in the episode, like, oh, it's not.
Yeah, it's my first time seeing freestyle.
Shit, yeah?
No, but I don't freestyle.
Oh,
sorry?
Shit.
I don't freestyle, that ain't my shit.
Apparently you don't.
You wanna keep going?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Monsters all around us. And these corners have found us. I don't think I'll embrace it well. But you know, I'm just aging well. So I try to grow every day. I know we just never played the same game that you did a few years ago. And now every time you spit, I try to quit that. I don't like the game, so I'm a misfit in this, that shit that I don't like to rhyme about. But this the time is out of the clock. I'm in sands of time. I don't think that I can put this on lock though. You know, I can spit with Enkore, but hey, you know what the rhymes with? Yeah. Infirmary days, my mind's sick. But nah, we changed that script. And you know, this is that flip side of the omelette, and yeah, I'm gonna let y'all pretend that you don't like it. I'm a virus, you know, Osiris is inscribed the lyrics in the cave. The first man who found fire, the wave that they ride in. I've been hiding a lot of shit in my mind, and it's inside. If you can go and find that, open that treasure, open that box. You can just come at the door and knock. You know, I'm just bagging that opportunity. And yeah, I can say that I'm ready. Every time I spit a line, you know that I can get these cashed above the head. And I don't mean that as a pun, but instead I will take that from you, the title that you had. Hey, you know, it's kind of sad for me to keep doing this shit. Hey, Encore, show them the lit shit. It was back.
Hey. That was cool. That was cool. Gotta take them back to school. That was cool. Got 3 right here, take them back to school. No, we ain't stressing. We here professing. Yeah, gotta stunt on your ass. All skills, no cash. Really, really, really though. Came through with no filmy flow. This that real. Came right through and I feel like steel. Cause I ain't never gonna break. Unless I'm a b-boy. But I can't do that. All I can do is rap. So listen to these lyrics and I hope you enjoy. Hey! Really don't got it. Come through with a politics. Come through with a lot of shit. Come through with a lot of rhyme schemes. Come right through, know my mind be in another place. No, you can't really come through, cause I can't see what I'm designing. The next line is a mystery. Came through, respecting the history. Respecting the people that came before me. They did all this shit for me. They did this shit for you. Respect that this is culture. Shout out to everybody in the game, but you know what you doing ain't about you. It's about the place. It's about the place you coming from. The name is 2 syllables. They call it hip hop. I'm calling it a real miracle. Understand that this is the shit that I found myself, and this is the place that I'ma die doing this. Rap it for the people that did this.
Come on. Since Adam and Eve walking in the cave, we was always trying to make the shit so brave, trying to act like we know what it's about. That's what it is. Show me your attitude. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Just feel good. Come and give it to me. Tell me what you mean. Tell me what you represent. It's all good. I respect you and you respect me. Listen to me much as I respect you. It always goes. Sorry. I'ma put it back. Okay. I'ma say cut both ways. What you give is what you get. Gotta come into the game with respect. Gotta spit like you wanna do it. Show me your style, I'ma show you my style. Show me your hood, I'ma show you my hood. Tell you what it's all about, but it's all good. Cause we call it hip hop. It's all love. I don't know how they turned it around. Started making the hate look like it's the main thing in the game. Never was supposed to be. It was all about just come and show me what you got. Leave the gangster shit all aside. Leave your guns and all that bullshit out. Come and show me what style you got. If it's graffiti, if it is breaking, if it is spitting, whatever it is, bring it all in. It's all love. I'ma say love till you get bored with this shit. Cause that's how I grew up. I'm too old school for that, you know. When I see them kids with Skittles in their teeth, I just don't get it, cause I'm too old, but I'm trying to flow. Trying to make it happen. I get a little funny, but that's what it is. Mr. Old Man, they told me that's what I am. But see, I'm fresh, I still keep flowing, never going. You go stale within another year, cause we eternal. That's what we call hip hop. I'm getting a little bored, listen to myself, but I still keep going. Oh shit. Oh, it's all good.
Wow, that was fucking amazing.
That was so good.
Man.
Oh shit, man. But come on, I ain't even a freestyle.
It happened at
but
the
it's
end,
all
though.
good.
Oh shit.
Man,
Bob
so
was
dope to hear Bob
That's
freestyle.
you being humble, bro. That's just you fucking being humble as shit.
Man.
Bro. Like, you know, Bob is the first person who made me feel like, okay, you know, I can be humble, man. Feel me?
Yeah, Bob is the OG, bro.
Bro, yeah.
Oh shit.
I mean, like, you know, like you just be humble and then you put the fucking
He taught me, yeah. Like, humility and hard work, bro. These two things
Absolutely.
are really fucking...
That's
Damn,
shit, bro.
I know it's coming to get so much
love.
So
hesitation.
You gonna say the word love till you get bored of it. I heard you.
But totally, man. This was really an honor for all of us, man.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. Hey, किसी को चाय पीने का? Chai.
Oh, lovely.
Wow.
Lovely. It actually.
Thank you so much. This was really an honor for all of us.
Thank you.
For you guys to come in. And I would really like you guys to come back again.
It is a pleasure for us that this is happening.
It is. And bro, like say for us also, like say, I could not state it enough, like say how much of a learning curve it is for us to do it, and you guys are like say for us like say like certainly a case from where we can take a lot from and understand like say what to do or what not to do, and still stay relevant, like say doing what we're doing.
So this is
And we really hope VOTP is making a comeback, dude.
Yeah.
It is for sure. We're just trying to balance all the timing and all those issues. But it is for sure.
Man.
It's something that, see, because there's this basic fundamental that we had when we were starting VOTP. We were like, we need to be able to make it so no frills, such that even if no one is sponsoring it, we're still able to pull it off. And we're able to do that. And we know we can do that.
Yeah. Like I think it's because of the kind of efforts that you guys have put in. And I'm not trying to blow smoke up your asses when I say this, like honestly. It's because of the kind of efforts that you guys have made in the past that right now we can think about, like say, someone giving us even the infrastructure for doing this sort of a thing.
Thank you. Cheers.
Really.
It's
Like,
also because of you guys ka mehnat. But yeah. Thank you. तेरा नहीं, you guys मतलब him, Yash, बाकी लोग.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for tuning in. Now we're gonna go on
Chai
a break.
break.
That's what we need.
Blow kiss. Yeah. We're zooming in.
So love.
Bye.
Alright.
Okay, chal.
It was not that quick. Hey, but we are on our way out from here right now from 3 blocks to the east. But before that, Bob, Ankur, do you guys have anything to talk about, like in terms of any upcoming gigs, any upcoming music, videos, whatever that you guys are dropping?
All that is upcoming.
I have
upcoming.
When is this going out?
This is going up next week.
Okay, yeah. Please subscribe to me on YouTube. I have a bunch of music coming.
Dude, you have a gig coming up on the 22nd.
Oh fuck yes!
Fucker.
Come to Gully Fest. It's Divine, Delhi's alternate. Me,
अरे डूरो नहीं आ सकता है मैं.
Saad Bantais.
मैं नहीं आ सकता है.
Okay, Saad Bantais and DMC and a few others. Gravity, correct. Yeah. So it'll be fun. Tickets is sold out, son.
Yeah.
But I think they might open up new tickets. We'll figure
Thank
out.
God, man.
But
hustle me in.
yeah. But as you gonna have to figure that one out on your own.
No, you never know, man. Red Bull might just go Facebook Live with that thing or something. Like say, if they are doing that, please catch it.
Yeah.
Yes, please. And
Some very interesting
if you
artists.
can, if you got friends, if you know this guy, please ask him to sneak him in. If you can. I'm saying.
Okay, where can they catch your music, man? Where can they catch your music?
Find me at This Is Enkore. If you're listening to this, you probably care about the music. If you have friends, who probably don't, tell them to follow me on Instagram. Y'all check me out on YouTube. And
What about you, Bob?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, fine. So I got many different avatars. You can catch me with Basement, Bombay Basement, everything. You get us on YouTube and stuff like that. You can catch us on Saturdays at Social.
Nice.
Yeah, we're dropping hip hop. IB Inc. Me and Dishani.
So this is happening every Saturday.
Every Saturday.
Nice.
And we also got. I'm doing a couple of productions right now. So got a couple of projects working with MCs, but it's more of just hype up stuff.
Yeah.
So look out for that. Because I'm trying to push that club sound a lot because I feel it's not equally represented in the sound that's across the board.
No, and you know what? We should have like say a separate episode just for Bombay Basement.
Yeah.
Like sometime in the future, but sure. And another one for him, but like we should get both of these back again. So it's like 3 episodes right now.
When Bob comes back again, I'm gonna like come with like fucking a buttload of questions. And I find the answers to all.
Anyway,
but it's nice talking to all both.
Guru Bob.
Yeah, Guru
anyway,
Bob, bro.
For Lester, This is me, Gaurav.
नहीं ना, I will say rest in peace.
You have to say bye.
Bye, Lester. छूट गया तो आया.
क्या कैसा लौड़ू है ना मतलब.